what's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon, the Lady Elamar. This is the Lady and Don podcast. You know when Elamar is in the building, what it is. You're now listening to the sexiest podcast in the world, the Lady and Don Elamar. How are you?
I'm always better when I'm here, Tony. You know that. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. We're going to get through the day and say what up to some of the people who happen to take time out of their day to begin.
Mm-hmm.
This is the theory stream. We're going to talk all about theories. We're going to go into the trailer and everything else and all that. I don't think, Eleanor, you haven't seen the trailer, right?
I don't think I have. No, I never have time for these, but I always look forward to them here. So.
All right. So I've obviously I had to edit it real quick, so I've seen a little bit of it, but I haven't talked about it. So let's say what up to the people who are here joining us today. We got Mostly Insane in the building. Sonic your boy is up in here. Luna Loves Good is in here. We got Julie B Deep Dives in the building rocking with us. Baby Girl is up in the building rocking with us. Sonic your boy is up in here. Gold Soul is up in here. Robert Green is up in here. Flo is up in here. China Moon is up in here rocking with us right now. Maddie Moore is up in here rocking with us. Our girl from the land down under, Carla Wade. Congratulations to Carla Wade. It seems she got some type of award over there in Australia.
Oh,
So
nice.
congratulations to Carla Wade.
Congratulations.
Well deserved. The Delicina, DDT is what we call her on this channel. Up in the building, because that's what's going to happen. People could mess around, you get wet. Right there. Stellos is in the building rocking with us. Jackie C is in the building rocking with us right now. Fatima is in the building rocking with us right now and everything, and all that goody good stuff. We got a lot more people in here rocking with us right now. We got Riza is up in the building rocking with us. Whole lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everybody. Yeah, and as Carla Way says, thank you, Tony. Yes, I'm a bit hungover. I'm not gonna lie. I don't blame you. Well deserved. Well deserved and all that good. Everybody hit that thumbs up for your boy and your lady all the way when we go up in here. Let's talk about the last episode real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Open the phone lines up in a little bit. So y'all call in and tell us what's on your mind. You got any theories and stuff like that? Let's go through them. All right, what you think about the last episode?
It was an episode. So it's not, that what I saw was not exactly the I guess the rating of it for me. It was a bit of a slowdown, even though we saw some crazy stuff. It was a bit of a different pace, but I did not expect them to pump us full of that adrenaline every episode. There has to be, in my opinion, I'm hoping for the episodes to pick up pace. Either I'm hoping for next time or in the last two. So this episode that we had, for me it's like that, catching that breath before it gets again, before we go, so that we can appreciate the ending even more and not miss the ending because we were just so high all the time. So yeah, I'm fine with it. It wasn't the same, but I'm okay with it.
The other side, I think, a season is more like a roller coaster. You got peaks, you got valleys, and before you get a big drop, you got to be led up the hill, right? That's the way it works on roller coasters, but you get the scream. I think this was going up the hill. Right now, we had big drops already from the beginning of the season. I mean, look, and I know a lot of people like, oh, we didn't see this. Listen, we got Mrs. Lou death pretty early. We got Tabitha returning pretty early. We got a lot of stuff they dropped upon us early, right? And I know everybody would want them to continue doing things, but then that would take away all of the stuff that we see if you keep getting that. So you got to let these people build up, and you got to have answers, and you got to have things like that going on. What was your best part of this episode?
I actually there were many portions of it that was great. I was shocked at the end. I did not expect a death like that, so that was a shocking moment. Other than that, I guess that's the only part that really stands out, because it was more of a, I don't want to call it a filler. People refer to things as fillers, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but for me, I don't see it technically as a filler, because filler is like nothing happens for me. Well, it kind of happens, but nothing big happens. And a lot of, well, I think big stuff did happen. But again, I'm just more looking to for the big ending of it. They ended it on a big note.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
100%. All right, let's get into the depth. We've seen Fatima. She lost control, stabbed up Tilly. We know there was a lot of theories
Yeah.
about Tilly. A lot of things going on. Tilly's this. She's bad.
Yeah.
She's that. She's a witch
Yeah.
doctor. She's behind everything. She's the mole. How did you feel about the way that actually played out?
You know, I have seen enough movies where a so-called regular person, or you said a witch, right? Referring to her. So I've seen enough movies to see that a person, just the death does not, it's like just because, oh, and they died, oh no, they were innocent. No, no, no. In the movies, um, like, I thought, like, I think last time I mentioned that, what if the people who are dying actually I still keep thinking Donna must be the mole. I want her to be the mole, or somebody who's in on it in some way. So just because this person died doesn't mean that, she is innocent. Maybe some of the deaths have to happen for shock, and those are the people who, um, are in it to bring that shock and suspicion and to stir things up for the people there. So, yeah.
I hear you. I see five-star reaction says reminds me of season 2 of The Wire. Whack as fuck, but not no 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 no. Season 2 of The Wire was not whack. Season 2 of The Wire was great. I think that what
Mhm.
happened in season 2 of The Wire is that people got, so accustomed to seeing Stringer Bell and everything else in them, and they were cut back and everything. But they needed to show the docs. I mean, the Wire was trying to show you exactly how far the drug game goes. It shows you how it comes into the country, how the people hustling on the street are just as we say in this show, the tip of the spear, right? And how everything works. So they were going through all of the phases during the Y, and they had to let it know how the drugs were getting into the system, to the city, and how and everything else. So I thought that was a great season. I think it's a very underrated season. You're not the first person to say that, but I think if you look at it as a whole for the whole series, then I think you more appreciate that that part of the Y and stuff. Yeah, and so again, Fatima killing Tilly. We always seen Tilly around Fatima. Fatima
Mhm.
and Tilly always trying to help Fatima. So we
Yeah.
knew there was going to be some connection with them at some point. There was something. I think that's what led everyone to think that maybe she had something to do
Mm.
with it. Because she did always pop up and everything, and she was always around. There's no doubt. There's not denying. Can't deny
Mhm.
that. Even when they were in the meeting that they had and
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
and
very
they had that
creepy.
sitting right over the shoulder of Fatima and everything
Yeah.
else. So yes, obviously that was the case and stuff. But you're saying that maybe Tilly was still bad, and the death does not conclude that she wasn't
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I mentioned something like that about I was joking, I think kind of joking, not joking about Dale, that, yeah, he died. Maybe he needed to be the and I think somebody else must have said that too, because I don't think I said it. I don't think I was the first one saying it. I might have heard it somewhere, and it just kind of stuck, that the idea that Dale was, he did it. So, like, because if everybody was just doing it, a lot of dead people, but he's the one who actually did that. And he said, "Oh, you can thank me later," the way he said it. So in a way, I bet people in the town don't know what he said, don't know those words, but looking at it from a perspective of just the space, yeah, I mean, I bet they would thank him, because now they see what not to do, not to jump into those trees like that.
yeah, I
So
get
I'm
you.
still thinking that there's something about it. Just because somebody dies doesn't mean that they are innocent. It's way
Right.
too suspicious. Her behavior. It was sweet, but like, why is people are not that sweet?
Hmm. Well, she said, she had cancer. She was on a deathbed. She was dying. She could have been, as I said, for the first time I seen her, it looked like she was just living her life to the fullest. That's why when she seen the
Yeah.
rain and everyone's complaining that it was raining, she's like, "This may be the last rain she ever
Mm,
feels on her face, so I'm gonna dance in it."
yeah.
And when you have situations like that, I thought that's what was going on with her. That's what I always thought was going on with her, and it could be that. Now, I do agree that people who died doesn't mean that she wasn't being sinister. She just could have got caught before she had the chance to execute her plan and everything. I do believe there still is a mole. in this place. I do believe that's Donna is the mole. I do believe it's Donna. I told Liz in her face when she
Yeah.
came out. See, I can't tell her. I tell her. I told her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I told her. It's all get down. I ain't trying to hide this stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it is what it is. I can understand why people still you could still hold hope, but if she comes back is she gonna come back and haunt Fatima like Father Khatri and them? Is this now this is
No,
Fatima's
I
ghost?
didn't think about that. Hmm.
What do you think about that?
That's interesting. Um, I did not think about that part. Like, okay, what is the point of her dying? What is again? I don't even know if she's like if she's what do you call it, credited for the next episode. Sometimes like you have a like way of checking it. I don't know if her name appears, so I don't know if she's gonna be there. But I wonder what would be the reason for it to kind of like taunt her more. Like, okay, this is like the Fatima is already going crazy with what's happening in her body. I don't know, having crazy visions outside of her body would be really like setting her like that would be a lot. That would be a lot. Um
Yeah, I
so I
mean,
don't know.
it seems like that ghosts come back to have someone to talk to, so that they could go through their
Mm,
reflections of stuff and everything else.
yeah.
So it could be a situation like that. Now dealing with
Yeah.
Fatima, since we're stay on her topic, stay on her for a little bit. The baby, the stomach sucked
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
looking like
Ooh.
kind of like the kimono lady. We know she rocked the kimono in the show.
Yeah.
The kimono lady. This kimono lady doesn't look like she's helping. Everyone's like, she's trying to help. Doesn't look like she's very helpful. We see a lot of water
No.
dripping from her all the time. There's a bunch of water dripping from her. Is Fatima turning to a monster, or is Fatima turning to the kimono lady, which could be one and the same?
Hmm. I do wonder, like, what would be the purpose of thinking that she's pregnant? Just to, again, is it the hope thing, getting everybody's hopes up, versus, just her feeling sick in general? And I wonder what would be the different symptoms, but like feeling sick during pregnancy versus just feeling sick in general in on the show. But the part that she says that there's something inside her, that is interesting. Like um especially since she's measuring, like it just makes sense that she would think that she's pregnant. And for us to basically see that there's no pregnancy, like, to me, that it in general does not make any sense. If it's in her head, why is she seeing her body changing like that? That I don't get. And as far as the baby, um like, they're like her turning into a monster as a woman, having those pregnancy symptoms. How do men creatures become men creatures? Like, what symptoms do they have? Do they also feel that there's something growing inside them, like they have worms or something? So I'm just curious, what would be the difference? How is it comparable?
I would say this. I would say that if we look at the clues that we were given from prior episodes, uh, Fatima started having these problems when the Smile Monster died.
Mm-hmm.
In the Smile Monster's pocket, we seen he had a tooth inside of his pocket for no reason. There was a
Mm.
tooth there, right? And then that tooth, we see Fatima pull a tooth out of her mouth at this
Ah.
particular time, right? She pulled a tooth out of her mouth, right? She lost a tooth. Now, could that mean that her
Mm.
teeth are falling out because they're going to turn into monster teeth or pushing down?
Oh my
Monster teeth
gosh.
seem
Yeah.
kind of like Baraka. They seem kind of like shark's teeth, right? So could it be a situation sharks have multiple rows of teeth? Maybe it is
Mm-hmm.
the teeth that tooth that's pushing down.
Yeah.
Maybe the tooth is somehow connected to Fatima.
Hmm.
The bottom line is there's no way to as David says, if Fatima is having the kimonos lady's baby, it quite possibly could
Hmm.
be. Smile Monster died. All of a sudden, this chick was like this. Before that, she was fine. Smile Monster dies, now all of a
Yeah.
sudden she got this whole
So yeah,
situation.
she was pregnant before, and then it's kind of like something happened to her pregnancy, basically, right? Like that. Like, she was
I don't
pregnant,
know. I don't know if she was pregnant before he
but
died.
she had
If they
symptoms.
announced that. I don't
But
know if
that
they announced
uh,
that before he died. I don't know if they
so yeah,
announced
I
it before.
I was rewatching episodes just lately, and that one scene where Ellis was, well, they were trying to get him that blood transfusion.
Yeah.
That is at the end of that episode. Fatima was asking if there is a pregnancy, like, don't tell anybody, like, do you have any pregnancy like tests or something like that. So that was right after, um
His mom must have died right
yes,
after he died. She had
but she
pregnancy.
must have had those pregnancy symptoms before that, not just all of a sudden, oh yeah, I think I'm pregnant, all of a sudden. Like, she would, it must have been something she would know before. So
Mhm.
if she, let's say she was pregnant, because it takes some time, and then all of a sudden, kind of like an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth for the tooth kind of thing. You kill one of ours, we're gonna kill one of yours. Um,
We're gonna
that would
take.
make sense.
Oh, we're gonna take one of yours, right?
Oh
Because
yeah, kill. Yeah, yeah.
they kill a bunch of them already. So it would have to be a
Yes,
situation where they're
yeah,
willing to take.
yes.
You take
Or
a monster,
substitute
we'll
it.
turn one of you, and that could
Yeah.
be how all the people in there became monsters. They could be,
Hmm.
people who have killed monsters before, and then they take one of the town people and to replace their numbers to get them back up
Mm.
to speed. The tooth is the most interesting part, though, because why did he have that tooth? Did he just take that tooth off a body and put it in his pocket? I mean, because the only one we see saving souvenirs in this whole situation is Victor, that was saving
Yeah.
stuff, right? But I had never seen him save a lock of hair or a
Hmm.
tooth or something like that. So for one of the monsters to take a tooth, it didn't make any sense for it to be there. But the fact that we see Fatima pull a tooth out,
Hmm.
it could be some type of correlation dealing with that whole
Yeah.
situation with if she's turning into a monster. Now, I see someone in the chat put in there again. He said that he thinks that she's having the kimono lady's baby. It could be some type of in vitro procedure, because obviously it's like this is the bottom line.
Hmm.
She didn't get pregnant from sex because she can't. The
Okay.
way
Yeah.
they put it in there, no pun
Yeah.
intended. But the way they put it out
Yeah.
there, she doesn't have the internal organs to get pregnant anymore. That's why she's so sure she can't
Okay.
get pregnant, right? Because she's like, it's impossible for me to get pregnant.
She did have the uterus, so that's kind of one of the main things, but we did not say anything about ovaries being there, and Chrissy didn't say anything. I wonder, so how was that mentioned that she doesn't have internal organs
She
for
said
it?
when she talked to Donna, she said it's impossible for me to get pregnant. And when you say that, that's not no like, oh, I got these tied, and it seems like that
Um,
she knew this before. There's no way she can get pregnant,
so
so
some
she had
people
to have
can.
something removed from her.
Yeah, yeah, like, yes. As in yeah, there's so much to it. Like, things can be removed, and technically it would be almost like you're more likely to win a lottery than to actually be pregnant. But for pregnancy, the only thing needed to carry it is, besides from hormones, right, and being healthy enough, is the uterus.
You need
Now
the
to
uterus,
get
you
pregnant,
need the
uterus,
egg, you need
but then
fallopian
eggs.
tubes.
Well, that's for like for if you get pregnant by having sex. So that's, you need the fallopian tubes, and you need your ovaries, right? But if it's implanted, like you said, implanted pregnancy, you just need a place to carry it. You don't need your ovary because you get it from somebody else. So I wonder, do you think that was planted inside
But
her
the
uterus?
fallopian, yeah, but so I'm saying semen from
Oh yeah,
Ellis could not
yeah.
have gotten her pregnant.
No, not unless it's an ectopic pregnancy, which is outside of the uterus, and that thing can be anywhere, like literally anywhere, inside the cavity between here and here.
Because I
Anyway.
gotta assume the way we have seen this place going and the way they've been in here, he done blew it in her 1,000 times
Well, I
before.
bet that.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming they have no condoms. You know,
yeah,
he, Ellis doesn't look like the type of guy who pulls out. That's just from my distinction when I look at the brother. He don't look like a pull out guy. All right, he looks like he's staying. All right, for the
yeah.
whole ride. especially when your chick tell you, "I can't get pregnant." We all listen, fellas, y'all
It's
fell
like a
for it.
challenge. Like,
Some
oh,
of y'all
really?
got babies now because of it. God
It's like, oh, really? You
damn.
can? We really?
You don't have to worry
Like, you
about
don't know
that.
me, yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. I can't. There's guys in here who got kids because of that. Don't lie.
He took
I
it
know that,
seriously. He's like,
right? Yeah, he's like, oh, you
the heck
can,
you
huh?
can.
Oh yeah.
And I'll see about
Oh,
that.
my boys can swim. Let me show you how they can swim. They can get down that stream. They get there every time.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So
That's funny.
we have to assume this is some type of other type of pregnancy that
Yeah,
she's dealing with, especially now that they can't find anything inside
inside.
of her body. So it
Hmm.
would have to be something that the machines can't pick up. We've seen this with Boyd and the
Yeah.
Worm. They couldn't see those right away. He knew they were there, but no one else could
Hmm.
see them, and they eventually they were able to see it. So you think that it's going to go that route with
I was,
her, or do you believe that
yeah.
she's turning
So,
into a monster?
so as far as not being able to see the pregnancy, and again, I'm looking probably at it probably from a little bit too technical perspective. uh Chrissy should have seen if there was a pregnancy because the uterus should have been expanded, even just for the little, what did she call it? A little nugget or whatever she called it, right? The size of a um, acorn. I think she said it. It should already have been expanded, even if there was a miscarriage, or even if the body took, absorbed the embryo at that point, right? So if it's empty inside, but if it's bigger, if there's a cavity, that should have been like, you know what? You don't have a baby, but there's a room in there. So what's going on? She did not say that. So I'm thinking it's either somewhere else in her body. And why didn't Chrissy go everywhere? Like, let's make a line. Let's scan everyone for everything. We got this new machine here. So to me, it's more shouting as in the kind of worms thing, which can be anywhere.
Mhm.
Not actual worms in her, but kind of situation like that. Because, like I said, there should have been some kind of proof of it being there, the baby being there, or space for where it should be, but it's empty, so we can't see what's in there. It's just like a expanded area. So it's I'm very curious as to what's
Exactly.
happening with
Well,
that.
unfortunately for us, we have the last words of Tilly right here.
God. I
Tilly,
saw, I saw that movie was
Tilly,
so
Jesus,
creepy.
Jesus, Tilly, what are you
Ooh.
doing, Tilly? God
Oh, those
damn it.
teeth. Ooh,
Jesus,
my
Tilly.
goodness.
What's going on
Oh,
with
it's
you?
gonna be a while
Yo,
before I
what's
get that
that,
out of
Tilly?
my
God,
mind.
you see, she was a demon. You see, she was a
Ooh, yikes.
demon.
Tony, I'm gonna have to wash my eyes after that.
I watch Tilly's last words. You gotta watch that. All right, look, when people talk about this, we're gonna play the
Mhm.
trailer. We're gonna play the
Okay.
trailer, and we're
Ooh,
gonna
something
get
nice
into
to look
the
at now.
trailer.
Okay.
Well, let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about real
Whew.
quick. No, that scene doesn't get old, guys. Well, Elgin
Mhm.
seems to be having some problems here. Uh, do you think he's being misguided by this kimono lady?
Um, so, like, are you gonna play the trailer or?
No, I'm just talking about what we've seen going on before that and everything else with him as a whole.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you
with
think he's
with.
out there to help him, or you think that?
Mhm.
I mean, she's telling people, what you can help everyone get home. You can do all this good stuff, right?
So there's something off about him with this. Like, I get it that he's very close though, but he's been off since the moment he woke up. Like, he knows something, and he's not saying anything. There's so much that he probably wants to say or should say.
Hmm.
Um, but as far as him being tormented like that, I wonder if this is if she was the one in his dreams too. Like, if this is what woke him up, because I don't think, have we ever heard what it is that he was dreaming of?
He said that it was the boy in white.
That he was dreaming about the boy in white.
That the
Okay.
boy in white came in singing that poem.
Mm, I don't know. I don't know if I believe him on that, because he was really freaked out. Like, he was like, it was more of a bigger deal. It seemed like a bigger deal, and he seems to be um what was that ending scene with him? Like in the last episode, he said something like about like when he was walking around with that Polaroid, that photo. It was just odd. Like there's a lot happening outside. I think there's a lot happening between him and the kimono lady than we actually see.
Mm-hmm.
There are more conversations because it seems like there's more, and he's very very quiet about it, not just to the people over there but to us. It seems like he knows more than even he wants us they want us to know
All right.
yet.
Let's go to the
Whatever is inside me is still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
Anyone see anything?
Hiding every night from those things, that's one thing. This is something that people are gonna have to blame someone for.
I feel like something wants me to go in here. We can go in together if you want. Ready?
All right, we're running back.
Wow.
We're running back real quick. We're gonna talk about the first part of the trailer first, all right?
Whatever is inside me is still there. What if it happens again?
All right.
Okay.
So you see, Ellis and talking to Fatima, and she's saying, "Whatever's inside of me is still there. What if it happens again?" So she's blaming whatever is inside of her for the death of Tilly. She's not taking direct responsibility for it right now. She's saying that whatever was inside her
Made her
caused
do
it
it.
to happen.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Yeah.
about that? This a creature, or is she turning to a monster, and that's why she's saying she doesn't have control?
Yeah. Seeing that, I think more of a like it's like primal self kind of, something is being inhibited in their brains or something, because people have not been acting like themselves lately. And what Fatima did, that is the 180 from like the best example of 180 a person can do on their character. Because Boyd is more this, somebody's more snappy here, snappy there, Chrissy's like this. Fatima killed somebody. You can technically go more than 180 than more, 180 than that.
Mhm.
At that point I'm thinking it's more, yeah, like something is overtaking her.
Okay.
She's losing herself.
Okay. Kelly Johnson says, "T's my man, but he would get got by them creeps." Come on, bro. You know me better. You see the size of my chest. You see the size of my arms, bro. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Talking about, it's 190 pounds of man right here in front of you, man. What are you talking about right now? They wouldn't stand a chance versus me, man. I'm trying to tell you.
So if
Look,
we're
they don't
Tanya-
put those dudes like me up in there. Listen, there's two people they ain't got in this show. Ain't got no hillbillies, and you ain't got no people from the streets up in there. You don't see those people up in there in this show. You see everybody else walking around, but you don't see people like that. You don't see no Queens, New Yorkers, Brooklyn, Bronx cats up in there, or Detroit, Chicago, or people from Florida. You don't see them up in there because they know we had one who was there from Boyd, right? From Brooklyn. You see how he getting down, right? So you know that's what it is and stuff. It'd be too many Boyds up in here rocking with us right there.
Oh my God.
You can't mess with the bus from the hoods, not that the real ones, Compton, California. All of us see repping out there, St. Louis, everywhere. You know how we do. You know what I mean? We throwing right hands from the motherland. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes.
They're listening to you. You said, right, like some showrunners and people who create stuff and do that. I can just imagine them be like, you know what? Let's for the next one, if somebody's gonna be, let's make them wear the cap. To shout out to Tony with New York.
That's right.
That would be funny.
Gangster too, very gangster. T, you got them hand, but they swarm you. I've been swarmed before. It wouldn't be the first time I've been swarmed before. And you see, ain't a scar on my face. I've gotten out of it, baby. So I ain't worried about that. All right, you know what I mean? But all right, so when dealing with that whole situation and you know what I mean, going from dealing with the something inside of her. She's still talking. No one believes her that there's something inside of her. She's saying something inside of her. Now, is there something physically inside of her that's making her do it? Or is it the change that she's becoming that made
Mhm.
her kill Tilly. You know what I mean? And grab the what was it, shears and just stab her. That was
Mhm.
a drastic situation to do. She didn't just smack her. She didn't just hit her. She reached for
Mhm.
those shears and
Yeah.
stabbed her in the chest with it.
It
You
wasn't
know?
like Sarah, where she just turned around and with the
Yeah.
motion of her body, she
Hmm.
literally went like this with one hand, grabbed the shears, looked at her, and then bam. So
Hmm.
it's motions. It's not just the body moving. It's literally meant in multiple steps taken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I feel like when it's Fatima might attack Ellis next. If she can't control herself, then I think that we
Mm.
could see that situation going on. If she can't, she's willing to can attack anybody. If that's the case, and I guess that's why they made it happen to Fatima, right? I mean, it's got to be when you see the picture of Ellis and Fatima when I had her on season one. She came on the channel,
Mhm.
Pega, and we interviewed her. And I asked her if she thought that that picture was of her and Ellis, and she said yes. And she said
Hmm.
that it was an Adam and Eve type situation. It seemed like,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and she agreed. Adam and Eve are the people who birthed the boy,
Right.
supposedly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would make sense that if she is pregnant and she's birthing some type of monster due to that picture uh, going on there, it would seem like that would be an interesting tie back if they're. And I believe that the
Yeah.
showrunners have this whole thing going down. So we got Elgin. We talk about the death room. He goes down into that cellar and he finds a hidden passage, a hidden room inside there, and inside there, there's a cot that's inside there of this hidden room, and there's a burnt body, a
Mhm.
body to the right. It looks like it's definitely dead, but it looks like it's burnt. Shirt does look somewhat like Jade's. May not be Jade's, but it does look someone like it and everything else.
When
Uh,
I saw that, I think we were mentioning before too, right? Last stream, um, I did not. I think what got me is the shirt. That was like, oh my gosh, isn't that Jade's shirt? And but he changed clothes since then, obviously. So I wonder. I think he did. So I wonder, and I'm really curious on how they're gonna tie it together. Why is he seeing the body? Is it like is he seeing visions of the future? That would make sense if Fatima is the lady in the kimono lady. So that's her future self. Maybe he saw that dead body as a future of somebody who is currently alive.
Yeah, I think that room has to be a hostage room because obviously it's
Mhm.
hidden and everything else, unless it's some
Yeah.
type of place that when they were hiding from the monsters, they built that room back there to hide from the monsters. It's either
Mm.
some type of prison or they put it back there because they had to hide from the monsters and they said,
Yeah.
well, might as well be comfortable while we're back here and put a
Yeah.
cot there for
It
themselves.
would have to be somebody who would hide somebody there because closing the door, I didn't remember if it opens this way to the outside or opens to the inside. I think to the outside. So somebody would have to put the what do you call it? That dresser, that cabinet over there to hide the
Mhm.
door. So it's more like, situation, okay, I'm gonna hide you here and I'm gonna hopefully hide as well after I lock you or close the door on you here. Something
Night.
really quick, Tony, if I
Yeah.
could. I remember at some point when I was rewatching these episodes, I looked at people's names. I don't know if we've ever done it, but now looking at Fatima, her name, I found a different one before. It said something virgin, something virgin. But here now that I'm looking it up, it says a woman worthy of an utmost praise, a mother who breastfeeds. It just came.
That's what a name means.
Yeah, it says Fatima, and
Yeah.
it's meaning, gender, girl, religion, Muslim, and it says meaning a woman worthy of the utmost praise,
Hmm.
mother who breastfeeds. I did not see that before. I saw something
Yeah,
about
I've
for
never heard that before either.
depending on the language. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and when we put it all together, it does seem like that she's pregnant,
Yeah,
right? She's
yeah. I mean,
inside of her, right?
something, right?
And Chris Black, thank you very much. I guess like people have complimented my sweater. I appreciate it very much. This is my polo. This is my polo Ralph Lauren sweater and stuff. You know, that's got the big Ralph Lauren tag. This is my Grease Lightning.
Nice.
My Tony. What was it? Danny Zuko. Sweater from Greece. My Greece style. Night Runner says, did you notice the man in yellow pitchery? And Randall pitcher Randall had the same mark on their cheek and the same ears. I didn't notice that they have the same mark on the cheek, but that being said,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I got to take a look. I know I have the photo. I have all the photos somewhere. It's just when you start getting all these photos, they go all over the place.
Yeah. And I see the chat here mentioning some J Mart says jade in the Bible means wise. Yeah, I remember looking up the names, and one that was really curious to me was for Boyd, the way it is, the meaning of it. I think it said something yellowed hair, and I'm thinking he does not have yellow hair. But then I looked at the meaning of the key, like the keychain. Again, I loved rewatching. I rewatched it just now lately, and the keychain, the way Boyd, it's spelled like a boy in the water, and I think whatever that meaning was, it was very curious because it's something that holds things, I guess, in place, that's holding. And I'm thinking, okay, he's holding the town together. So I'm curious if, like, I'm gonna read the chat if people are actually also looking into the names of everyone there who's there.
Is that me making you do that?
The what?
Oh, you're stuttering for a second.
Oh,
but it's probably maybe because I was doing. I will say this. Didn't notice this. I didn't notice this myself, but I will share this real quick. Even this picture right here. I mean, if you look at here, the jaw on the side would be different, but you could see it's quite possible now that would be a flesh more than anything. But it is a potential scar here, and I've seen someone post this. I don't know who posted it, but don't think that I'm posting it and I made it up. I did not. I've seen someone else post it on the Facebook group. And they're saying that there's a potential scar here on this person with the rock. I would say the one thing that I do see with the person that looks like that they're in the rock is that the head is detached from the neck of this picture.
Yep.
All right. And so
and I think
don't know if this foreshadows Randall being, and I mean, the guy who was crushed by the rock did also look a little bit like Randall.
Right.
In there, but the head seems to be detached from the rock.
Like turned and off.
People would say that there's some type of scarring going on there. Maybe it depicts Randall. I mean, you wouldn't see that because that is a flesh wound in a skeleton. But if they wanted to do it in the drawing, I guess that's how.
And it's really exaggerated here too, maybe for that reason.
Yeah.
To show that potential. I mean, the skull, the way it's made, it's the way it's I'm like a lot of anatomy lessons here today. Okay, apparently, but the way it's connected, it's not as technically could be as high when you look at it, but normally they're not depicted like that in cartoons. It's more like straight. But here they made a point of going side and up. Yeah.
Ellis's name means no pullout. It's quite possible.
if it did not, now it does. So be careful how you name your children.
You got to do it. I seen it out there. We did. Luna, thank you. I'm sorry, Luna. Luna, thank you for the super chat. We don't get many of those, so so thank you. It really means the world to. Whenever it is that's in Fatima, it sees everything as a treat. It will kill to protect her. Remember the scene with Henry and Donna, that they made a thing about finding a shirt for Henry, dead body. I don't understand that last part. Remember the scene with Henry and Donna, they made a thing about finding a shirt for Henry, dead body. Is the shirt for Henry the same shirt that's on the dead body? I think is what she said. is what she said. So I agree that thing could be in protection mode and do anything to protect itself. Um, it could definitely be that. You know what I mean? It could definitely be a situation like that. As for the first part, whatever that is in Fatima, it sees everyone, everything as a treat. Quite possible. That
As
could
a
be. I have
treat
to
or
go take a
threat
look
or
at
threat.
every
Yeah.
shirt because we see the shirt on the person. So if it is, excuse me, I tickle in my throat. If it is a shirt that's from one of these people, then we have to deal with some type of time travel.
Yeah. Time. You mean the shirt in the dead body, right?
Yeah, if that
Yeah.
dead body
So
shirt is the same
yeah.
one that Henry's wearing, we know that Henry's is that one's messed up.
Yeah.
Henry's is good. So and
Yeah.
that guy is still wearing it.
So I do wonder not just about the time travel, but what's his name? Elgin having visions of the future, maybe. Because like I said, Fatima, if that's Fatima, and I think it is, we all probably think it is, he's seeing her in her future form. Just like when he's looking at that dead body, he's seeing
Wait one
that
second.
future somebody.
Yeah, let me stop
Oh.
this real quick. And it says from Dr. Ahmad, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, love the discussion. Pray for my mom, guys, admitted into the ICU. Love from Dubai. Listen, we send out our deepest prayers for you and your family. Hopefully she gets well and better. Sorry that she is even in there and slapping everybody in the chat. I'm sure we'll second that and everything else. And hope nothing but strong prayers and everything else. And hopefully she gets through this and stronger than she was before. Prayers up for everybody. So everybody put the prayer up in the chat for him right now. We got almost 300 people in there. Let's throw the prayers up there for Ahmad and his family. All right. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully we can take your mind off the situation you're going through in a little bit. I know a lot about the ICU because my mother was a head nurse in ICU. All right. So I know a lot about that. And I know how scary it is to be inside there because I was in there a lot. Going to visit her and stuff like that. So hopefully it everything works out for you. All right, continue on, Mom. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no, actually I think I was done. Yeah.
All right. So we got through that. We'll keep it going. Let's go to the next part of the trailer and we'll stop.
Whatever is inside me, it's still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
All right. So still dealing with that. We see the guy coming from the greenhouse. So and he said we need help. He doesn't sound too desperate, but we have to assume that guy's that's the body is being there. And then we see Ellis and Fatima like hiding out and stuff. So they're gonna discover the body. We know that and everything. Does Fatima deserve to go into the box for this?
Oh, my opinion, general, like I'm trying to think of all the deaths that were caused by human hands. I really don't think anybody deserves to go in there. They're all stuck. They're already in a box. They're already locked up from Ville. So yeah, there should be some kind of something, but not, death, because the place in a way makes them do it. And that's part of surviving. Who's next? Who's gonna go crazy next? Maybe that's the, part of it. I mean, not maybe, it is part of it. So no, I don't think the guy from the the first episode, yes, his disease, made him not be a good enough of a parent to help his family survive, but I don't think he deserved to die. None of them did.
Heather WP says, new to the channel. Thank you for rocking with us. We really appreciate you coming through. She says, Fatima needs to run. No one is going in the box, maybe in the jail cell. So I'm saying metaphorically when I say that she deserves to go into the box. Like, is this something that's box worthy? Now that sounds crazy. All right. It does, but don't y'all keep your head out the gutter. All right. I'm not talking about Seinfeld show and seeing if someone is sponge worthy. But is she box worthy for what she did. They want to persecute Sarah. Is Fatima, would she get the pass because of who she is? That's the question I'm asking about it.
No, I'm not sure exactly how I felt because it's been a good couple of years. I don't remember how I felt about Sarah back then and her killing and attempting to kill people. But looking at the perspective of time and having more of an understanding of what's, however much understanding we can have of this place, back then, whatever I was judging, it was as an outsider, judging the people inside the box inside the Fromville. Now, after those couple of years and having time to, those couple of seasons and having time to think about it in general, be exposed to it, I feel like I'm part of the Fromville, from town. And now looking at it from their perspective, no, I don't think anybody deserves to be punished like that because it can lead to death. It's not like, oh, we're going to scare you. You're going to, be afraid all night. No, you are literally going to have a chance of dying. I don't think that's...
You said Tilly was dying anyway.
Oh my gosh.
That's not recent.
Yeah,
That's not recent. I understand what you're saying. Yes, she was dying anyway. Yes, that's a big sense. You know what I mean? But
oh my gosh. Is it like... was she trying to die earlier? That's why she was like bugging her, like, hey.
He says run, so she doesn't want her to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I would say that no, she doesn't, because Tilly herself says run.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tilly doesn't want her to get in trouble for what she did. So Tilly understood it. Mm-hmm. And if Tilly understood it, then who are we to judge it?
Right.
If the person being killed wouldn't want that person punished, who are we to say that person deserves to be punished? Is what I'm saying. So that's the way I would look at that whole situation. But all right, let's continue. Let's go through a little more of this trail. It's not like...
Whatever is inside me, it's still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
Anyone see anything?
Hiding every night from those things, that's one thing. This is something that people are going to have to blame someone for.
All right. So it's all going down. We have Acosta, the cop. Sexy Acosta, sexy ass woman of her, over there, ready, kneeling down over the body. She going into detective mode. No, she's not a detective. She going into investigation in there, right? She's seeing kneeling down there, and we hear Donna say specifically, someone's going to have to get blamed for this shit. The fact she's saying it, we have to think that she doesn't know who did it. That she doesn't know who did it and everything else and all that. Jackie blocking the booty. That's right. That's not...
I was gonna say that, Tony. Every stream that I see you're turning more to like protect your lady there. Like, just a little by little. You had a lot of moving you had to do because of how much needs to be covered. But I see that she's fully, you're like right there.
That ain't for y'all. I don't be looking and stuff. Yeah. Don't be looking at that. Don't leave my woman alone. Don't leave my woman alone, man. But she's on duty, and the way Donna's saying, someone's going to have to be blamed for this whole situation, right? She's gonna have to said who's getting blamed for this?
Yeah, but I was thinking about the way you said that part. At first, like I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna, like somebody did it. But what if she's actually trying to say that she knows who did it and somebody's going to have to cover for that? Like somebody has to be blamed for it.
So like
as if Donna knows, like, oh my God, we talked about this. See what happens? I told you, this is going to happen. Like somebody's going to have to take one for the team, for the colony house or something. Like maybe they're trying to cover it up.
All right, let me watch it back one more time.
Yeah. Whatever is inside me, it's still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
So, all right. She admits to Ellis that she killed someone. Ellis.
Yeah. Whatever is inside me, it's still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
Anyone see anything?
Hiding every night from those things, that's one thing. This is something that people are gonna have to blame someone for.
Do you see Boyd's eyes in that, the look back and forth that he gives right there? Boyd knows the deal.
Yeah.
What happened. You think Boyd gonna cover it for his fam. You know what I mean? That's his daughter-in-law. He gonna have to cover, because you can see the way his eyes are shifting. He knows. Everyone knows the deal. All right. I don't know if everyone knows the deal. Ellis knows the deal. Obviously, Boyd gonna know the deal. They're running, so they already on the run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they all wouldn't show up all of a sudden. Because wasn't it? Because I don't see them just popping in there.
Bastards.
I'm sorry?
Quick. I'm gonna move over a little bit for y'all. Real quick. That's
there you go. That's all you get, people.
Yeah, bastards, degenerates. All right, that's all you get.
She's a very gorgeous lady and beautiful actress, but I love her acting too. So it's not just how gorgeous she is, but I love what she does with her role. So
yes, because she does the Batman voice. Every time she gets upset, she hits the Batman voice. My gun back now.
Right. Oh, that was a great scene. That was like see, at first I thought when Boyd said that, she's gonna just go away, but no. She got right up close to his face. I'm like, I want my gun back. That was.
When she goes Batman, when she puts the Batman voice on, you know she's serious. That's how you know. That's what she goes. Every time
she did not back away. She was like in his face.
I want my gun back now. I'm not trying to get comfortable around here, Kenny. I don't want none of that stuff. And once she does that, that's it. That's the end of it, right there. You know, so that's how you know when she's upset and everything else. You put the Batman voice on you. But yeah, we can assume Boyd knows. We can assume, but not everybody else in there knows. You know what I mean? What's going on in there? I don't know if they trust Kenny with the advice. Kenny suspect for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to say that they're gonna cover this whole situation up. She's saying someone's gonna get blamed. Who would they blame? Who's gonna get blamed for a killing? Who else getting blamed for murder in this town? Only one murderer in this town. Do you think they pin this shit on Sarah?
Oh my gosh. I don't think Boyd would allow that.
It's mostly insane. You're trying to get banned. Don't tell me about Kenny smacking nothing. All right? I better leave my shorty alone, man. I'm going back to it. Going back to it.
There you go.
Give me this. It would be the worst thing in the history that I have come on here from season 1 saying Kenny ain't getting no ass. And then the ass Kenny gets is my chick.
Oh, tell me that's
something that showrunners would do to the dime. And I know y'all like, oh, it's the showrunners. They don't even know about it. It's like they know about me, goddamn.
Yeah, that right? I see that. I see that.
I'm telling you, they do shit like this. They petty. Showrunners is petty, bro. You know what I mean? And that's right, Tone Costa. That's right. Kenny ain't getting nothing. It's about Tone Costa, baby. We up to this.
They will hopefully they won't name the episode Kenny's Revenge or anything like that.
Yeah, they do things like that. Like, I can give you. I'll give you two instances. Game of Thrones. Jon Snow getting too big for his britches. They said the showrunners. So they said that they purposely made Jon Snow's character have a little penis, and they brought it up in the show to knock Kit Harington down to size.
Oh my God!
That's purposely. That's one. That's guaranteed. You can watch the interview where they said they did that. That's that. Number 2 situation. Game of Thrones again. They got a lot of complaints about women being nude in there, and not only about the women were nude, that they were nude for no good reason. They kept getting complaints about that. So you know what happened next season? They go and they talked about women nudity, and there was no men being nude.
Oh no, that scene.
So what did the showrunners do next season? They start the episode off with showing a guy's penis with a huge wart on his penis.
Yeah.
Remember that episode, right?
Oh, that yes, Sonia, I do remember that. See
Yeah.
that
And that's
was
why they did
that
it, because
was
they got
bad.
all that shit about, oh, there ain't no male nudity, and you only got these women.
And
They said, there's no
bam.
men, and they put that guy's dick right out there and put a huge wart on the tip of his
That was a close up. I don't know. I'm sure people,
close up. They started,
like,
that
right
was how
there.
they started it, right? So that's what they
Ugh.
did. So don't think that showrunners don't hear shit and don't do shit to respond to
Yeah.
shit they did. There was two examples. And don't think these motherfuckers ain't heard Don say, Kenny ain't getting no ass. And then they say, all right, we're gonna get this motherfucker right now. He gonna get Don's ass.
Oh my god.
All right. Still talking
Yeah.
about this whole situation
Mhm.
and that. Do you think that they will blame Sarah for this? You think that Boyd will pin it on Sarah and just get the heat off Fox?
If that were to happen, I think I don't know how much time they want to spend on blaming somebody, but I see Sarah volunteering for that. Again, because didn't she want to be a good person?
Mhm.
She didn't to Victor, but she good to feel, I think, feel like a good person. So technically she would, if she would take the blame willingly, she would feel good about herself. But because she didn't say that she wants people to think of her as a good person, she wants to feel like a good person, I think.
100%.
Remembering it.
And
So-
Fernandez T, you know you're my man, 50 grand, but he put another comment up there, you know where you're going.
And it's dark in there too. There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going, there you
Yeah.
go. All right. Don't mess with me, man. Anyway, besides that whole situation going on
Yeah.
there, I think that they could see Sarah not doing it herself just to get over, but I could see them really doing some fuck shit to her and blaming it on her to get the listen. Boyd's whole thing, right? But I think that at some point, Boyd's rule on this town has to be challenged, right? Boyd's clamp on this town, he's gotten results. He's kept people safe, but he still ain't getting nobody home.
Yeah.
You hear Costa coming there saying, I'm not pretending to be a cop like you. Even though she doesn't know Boyd has military training. I think that comes a time, you got the Randall situation where he left Randall out there. Now if he blames Sarah and Sarah gets in trouble
Oh
for
wow. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he gets bagged up for that, then you start losing the trust that you had in Boyd, right?
Yeah.
And people aren't going to trust Boyd no more. And then you can have someone else take over. He always says that he wants Kenny to take over for him. You know what I mean? That's why he's training him up and everything else. It just may come sooner than he thinks or something.
Yeah.
You know, because if God forbid that Kenny does get something from Acosta, she could, after that, Kenny might be. And why did Kenny's picture have to pop up on the bottom of my screen as soon as I said that?
Oh, it did. I was reading
Yeah,
comments.
you're
Oh,
gonna
it did.
pop up and look at me, Kenny. I'm removing that Kenny picture from now. Kenny's getting off the screen. He doesn't be popping up looking at me like that, Kenny. But if he did get something from her, then Kenny would be, you know, that he would be pussy whipped, right? Because
I can see that happening. Yeah.
Gotten any in a very long time, at least he'd be whipped. And he might be willing to do anything that she says at that particular time, you know? Like, so it could be a situation like that where Boyd does get challenged and everything else and all that good stuff. Acosta might get with Kenny because he's a deputy and she wants the power. Could be. Could be a situation like that. It could be. Kenny's going to be pillow talking. He would be. He'd be drooling on the pillow, Kenny. Kenny would be Kenny would be like, she'd be like, you feel that, Kenny? And next thing you know, Kenny, I'm coming. It'd be over like that.
Oh boy. Oh
It'd be
boy.
over, Kenny. Just
Well, yeah, hopefully that would not be disappointing to her
be
to
a
have multiple
Kenny
encounters
be
with
out of
that.
here. Kenny be out of here.
But after that, maybe he wouldn't even want to leave the town. I mean, why would he want to leave if he has a gorgeous lady by his side? Not just
That
by
would
his
be a
side,
Kenny.
but
Kenny wouldn't last a second.
places.
Kenny wouldn't last a second. Yeah, and see everyone. Kenny would come right away. Send it to C-suite. Y'all think it's nothing? Right away. Right away. Kenny would be what? As soon as she said, "You feel that? I'm coming," and he just roll over and be like,
Oh my goodness. Oh, so much. Kenny, poor Kenny did not do anything. And he looked at your lady, so that's
He did.
offensive.
That's right.
That's
That's
an
right.
offense.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going through the trailer. Let's see. There's not much more of it. It's a very short trailer. Let's keep going.
Whatever is inside me, it's still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
Anyone see anything?
Hiding every night from those things, that's one thing. This is something that people are gonna have to blame someone for.
I feel like something wants me to go in here. We can go in together if you want. Ready?
All right, let's go through that. So we got Julie
Yeah.
and Ethan
Oh,
back
that's
at the
great.
ruins. We've seen them in the ruins before. We know that this is the same place that Boyd was at. He's seen them all screaming there. Says that she thinks that someone wants her in to go in there. Ethan says we can go together if you want, and then she holds her hand. So we know she's going to enter those ruins and stuff. What do you think happens when she enters those ruins?
So I wonder, first of all, why would she even bring her brother there? He's a little kid. He's
Yeah.
smaller. He can't run. Escape from danger. But okay, so she brought him there. I wonder why she would even need him there at all. That's not a good babysitting tactic to bring a kid where you were chained up. But because she
But he's the wizard.
still has those.
He's got
Oh,
the staff. He's the wizard. You know.
oh, he did. I did not notice he had the.
I don't know if he had the staff, but I'm saying, you know,
Walking
we've seen him where he's the wizard.
Yes, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and he's the storyteller. You know,
Yeah.
you know, so he may have inside information.
But I wonder how she what would happen. I'm not expecting anything to grab her leg or anything and pull her down. So if anything, she has to be not transformed, but what do you call what's that word? Basically, she has
Transport
to
it.
yeah. Thank you. Transported to where she was before, but then wasn't there I forgot exactly how. Well, we don't know how she got there. We kind of know how Boyd got them out of there, where they disappeared from there and woke up where they were. So that is very confusing as to if she needs how she would what she's getting from there, what it is that she's getting. I don't know what she wants from there. Why is she even there? What is drawing her there? Is she having those feelings? Oh, I need to be there again. Do you hear is she hearing stuff? Because she hears those screams, right? So is it calling to her? I'm just wondering. And who's screaming?
Yeah,
If it's
and
not her.
she goes inside there. You figure that she's gonna go in there. Something's got to happen. If she is, as MA says, my guess is that she will see either Mariel or Fatima chained up. If Fatima could be in the same situation they went, so I wouldn't see Mariel, but it would make sense to see Fatima. That's because we gotta understand those people that were in there were in that dream-like state.
Yeah.
So we got to figure they're in that dream world, dream reality there. So would she go back there and get transported back to that room? If anyone's going to be on the wall, you would have to think it would be Fatima, but she doesn't seem to be in a dream-like state.
Yeah.
Unless it comes back, and because Randall's still seeing those cicadas, that maybe he's still chained to the wall, and that's why he's still seeing them. And we seen her interact with Randall earlier. So maybe Randall is partially still chained to the wall, and she has to get him out of that chain so he stops seeing that. And that's why she gets transported in there. And if she's going to go in there, I mean, that's what would make sense for me, that the why she would be in there and stuff.
What if that's a huge what if, and not that we've seen any evidence of that, but what if they're still chained up over there, like all three of them? Maybe that's what she's hearing. It's literally the same, the three of them. They woke up, they're walking, but maybe some part of them is still, or maybe I don't know. Like, I'm just wondering who's the screaming person, like who's screaming.
People saying that I left Tabitha for a new woman. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I did.
Well, Tabitha has Jade now, right?
Yeah,
So
she don't need me. I'm from Queens, right? New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Queens, New York. You know, and LL Cool J, you know, we not from the same hood, but we both from Queens. And LL had a song back in the day, and it went a little something like this. And I'm gonna change it up a little bit for the dime real quick. And it goes, Acosta got a big old butt. I know I told you I'd be true, but Acosta got a big old butt, so I'm leaving you. See ya.
Oh.
Right? So,
Oh my
you know, I'm on this right now. I'm on that LL shit right now. You know what I'm saying? It's Queens right in the building right now. Blood gushing, flushing, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess, you know, it is what it is, right?
I mean, that's how we roll for Queens and everything else, right? All right. Anyway, that's where it is. All right. So yeah, I'm dealing with this dreamscape world, and if there is a secondary dream version of this world, then I'm thinking Freddy, and I've talked to Phil about this. I'm talking some type of Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 situation with the dream warriors.
Yeah.
Where they all went into the dream and but they were able to fight Freddy because they had some type of power. And maybe the big bad in this whole thing is in the dream world, in the realm of the dreams. And the only way to get them, because we've seen the chick, she went to sleep and her whole chest got collapsed while she was sleeping. And then her boyfriend found the body. That's what happened in Nightmare on Elm Street. When you were dreaming in Nightmare on Elm Street,
if it killed you
whatever
there,
happened to you, like the girl, Freddy dragged her around on the roof and everything else. And then they showed the body on the outside in the real world.
Yeah, it was moving.
And you couldn't see Freddy doing his shit. You just see after effects.
Yeah.
So it could be a situation like that where there's some type of dream situation here where the real big bad is in that dream world and is able to somehow, unlike Freddy, is able to not get out but affect the people in there. And he almost got out with the music box, and then he killed the music box. So maybe he's a Freddy situation where he's trying to get into the real world, but instead he could only affect them in their dreams. What do you think about that?
That is pretty cool. The power of dreams and all the references made to the dreams. It is, and they're being so susceptible to it at the same time. I see something being part of that, but I wonder why that extra level though. Like, isn't there? I mean, not that I'm doubting it, but I just wonder how it ties together, that extra level of, because they already are seeing horrors over there, massacres and, you know, dying and fear of death. But so what would the dreams do aside from weakening them more? And technically, if your opponent is weak, then where's the fun in that? Kind of. So I just wonder how it ties together, and why would there be dream monsters on top of regular monsters?
I mean, listen, we hear from the beginning of the show, nightmare, dream. We see dream catchers in the show, right? It would make sense that this is what it's going down. There's some type of dream. I'll make a video on it. And if someone does before I get a chance to, they heard it from the Don first. But I'll make a video on it and everything else to explain more the dream theory. But from the beginning, I mean, they're called nightmare creatures, right? That's in their bio. That's what they're called. You hear Jade from the beginning saying, he thought that this was a escape room, some
Right.
Nightmare escape room. You hear everyone say nightmares. We see a lot of dreams. The real big bad could be a Freddy-esque type person who's living in the dream world, affecting everybody and trying to escape the dream world. And get in there, and he almost was able to at that particular time.
And kind of dream within a dream. I think we talked about it before too. That's so scary when you're having a nightmare, let's say, or not just a nightmare, but like a very upsetting dream or of some kind. It doesn't have to be a night terror, but you wake up and you think you're awake, but then you realize you're not. And then you try to wake up and you think like, oh, I think I'm awake. And then you're not awake. That is terrifying. That is a terrifying thing to happen. So it's kind of like a nightmare within a nightmare.
That being said, 1 second, Eleanor.
Yeah. So it's fun.
I mean, that being said, if you're into things like that and into psychological thrills, then make sure you go out there and buy my new book, Darkest Before the Dawn. Darkest Before the Dawn, written by your boy, the Don, Tony Teflon, right here on Amazon. Go out there, buy this book. It's called Shadow of Deceptions, Part 1, right here for the Darkest Before the Dawn series. It is a psychological thriller. And it will, and if you're into things like that, from Miss Things, and you like things like Seven, or Along Came Spider, or things like that, go out there and get yourself this book. Go help your boy out. Go support the cause. Go buy the book. Truly appreciate it if you can.
It's a great read
for you and everything else.
Mine is already in my room. I read it in a couple sessions. I really wanted to read it all at once, but I started reading on a day where I didn't have much time. And then when I actually finally got a chance, I read it cover to cover. So, and the ending, people.
There you go. Some people have said in the comment section, best ending since The Sixth Sense. So, and
Don't skip to it. No, like I know some people will skip to the end. Like, okay, what are they? No. You want to read it and then, get to the end. No previewing the end.
Thank you so much. If you do go out there, I really truly appreciate it. Luna Cascade, thank you for super that. So now we know the nursery rhymes meant how the three continue to be affected by the cave experience. Hear, touch, feel. The three need to talk, damn it. I agree. I would get a Costa and I would be the feel person. And I would say, we need to figure this out. I just need to feel my way around and figure out everything out. Is it a touch? What is it? The touch, they break, they touch. How did it go?
Yeah, I forgot how it went, but I think there was a comment about it before that.
They touch, they break, they feel. There was no feel in it. Yeah, put the feel in there. Touch. What is the thing?
Yeah, if somebody can put, if you know that, if you can put it somewhere there, that rhyme. But so wasn't there a comment? I don't know who made a comment about that.
Break, touch, and steal. Break, touch, and steal.
Steal. No one here is safe.
No one here is free.
Break.
Here they are. They come for three unless you stop the melody. Here they come. They, plural, come for three. So the big bad is not just one person. There's multiple of these. So it could be a race of people living in the nightmare world that are trying to escape and trying to get into the real world. Could be a situation going on like that. Mostly insane. You are insane for leaving that comment.
What happened? I did not.
It's a guy. This guy. He's one of these guys. All right, let's
Whatever is inside me, it's still there. What if it happens again? I killed someone.
We need help! Help! I need help!
Anyone see anything?
Hiding every night from those things, that's one thing. This is something that people are gonna have to blame someone for.
I feel like something wants me to go in here. We can go in together if you want. Ready?
And then the last scene we see is really fast at the end. Is it seems like that monster, that kimono monster, is like in the room that Elgin discovered.
Yeah.
Is in there, and the bed is out.
So
is Elgin breaking down the kimono monster on the bed like that? Is Elgin breaking her bony ass down? I know black people. I know black men. I'm a black man, and I don't put nothing past us.
See, well, I can speak to anything like that, but when it comes to if they are doing something like the fear of breaking somebody's bones, that is a scary thing probably. So I don't know.
If Elgin is boning it down, the boning that down. No, I'm being honest. I'm black and say it. I've seen my brother. You know, there's people who have. I've seen my brothers in situations like I don't put nothing past, bro. I don't put nothing past, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, like who. It was really quick.
My man 40 Black. My man 40 Black. Good looking dude, y'all. You know, y'all ain't seen him. Good looking 40 Black, dark skinned dude. You know what I mean? Good build on him and everything else. And I've seen him, you know, with women that you would like. Are you really with that? And he would just tell me all the time. He's like, yo, sex to me is like smoking a cigarette. It's just passing time, bro.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, it's a natural thing. Not smoking, but you know, sex. So, yeah.
Debbie O'Bebby says assless kimono girl. You know the Don couldn't do it. It wouldn't be a
we didn't see her from the side, did we?
I've seen enough of her fingers to know that there ain't no ass on. She got that disease, no acetol. All right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, not everybody's blessed in that.
Not everybody's blessed. And I'm not a booty snob, and I don't think everyone needs to have one. And it doesn't make you beautiful or not beautiful or whatever. Everyone is
preferences are preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But I can't do it.
Oh my goodness.
I just can't do it. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to do it at all. I would tell you, Al, I'm going to, should I say it? Should I tell this story right now?
We have all kinds of stories, educational and all that. So, yeah.
I don't know if I've said it on here before. Let me say, I'll say it real quick. There was this guy, this Italian guy named Tony who worked at my job. And there was this skinny girl who liked me, and I couldn't mess with her because I don't mess with skinny girls. And then we were sitting there talking, and he's older guy. Tony's older than me and stuff. And he's like, "You don't like that girl?" I was like, "Nah, she's too small for me. I could break her in half. I can't do it." And she's like, "Let me tell you something." That's what he goes to me. He goes, "Let me tell you something. I've dated a lot of skinny girls. Some of them smoke crack. That's fine." He said, "You know why? Because I bend them over and they're all asshole." And then he leaned in to me and he goes, "And that's what I'm after."
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Well,
after he said, "I dated skinny girls," he said, "I don't mind. But they're skinny." He said, "Some of them smoke crack. That's fine." He said, "I bend them over and they're all asshole." And he goes, "And that's what I'm after."
Oh my gosh. Well, Tony, the images. See, I'm a very, very visual person, so I'm just gonna say I love the images you portray like in my mind. Like I don't even need to see stuff. I already see stuff when you say that. So wow.
That was the funniest moments of my life. He leaned right over into my face and said, "Listen to me."
And I'm assuming he said it the way you said it too, right?
He
So
said
the
something like
conviction
that.
in his voice and the passion for
I'm
it.
giving you the full experience that I got. He said, "You bend them over and a roll asshole, and that's what I'm after."
Oh Lord.
Uh,
I see what
I
he's
miss
looking
that
at
guy.
now, and I see the way he said it now. Wow.
Oh, I miss that guy. I miss him. Oh, he was great. But anyway, I digress. And I'm going to put that line will be in my in my book, in my next book. I promise you. If you read the next book, you'll see that line in there. As Luke, as Carla Way said, you're correct.
Yeah, I saw that.
And everything. Yeah. He said yes. He said put that in his Batman one. Sure
Batman
did.
voice.
Sure did. He should. And this is an Italian guy, older guy, but still good shape and everything else. And it was not like this is a guy that he was just this is what he was about. This is like anyway. Besides, all right, let's continue. I don't know if Elgin's bagging that chick up on the bed and he's running the Komodo lady. I don't know if he is. If he is, man, he better never come back on this channel again. Because if he was running that Komodo, I'm like, nay, dog, you gonna have to answer for that shit.
Oh my God.
And listen, let my man Ray say he loves skinnies too. Listen, love all women. Love your type of woman. All women are beautiful in their own way. All women. What is going on with Carrie? Love and prayers. What is that? Was something going on with you, Carrie? Are you all right? And I didn't see anything in the air.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
But if there is something wrong with you, I'm sorry. And yes, love and prayers to you too, 100%. Yeah, listen, everyone has their own type. Don't hate on me for having my type. You know what I mean? And I don't hate on you. And if you like them skinny women, you should, because they're beautiful too, gorgeous. You know what I mean? And that's all you. And you are the type of man that we can go out. Because I'm not looking at what you're looking at, and you ain't.
You can be best friends, right?
We ain't never go to class. We good. We could go out. That's it. It's some dudes
That's an
that
interesting approach. That's nice approach, Tony. Did not think about that. Wow. Yeah.
That's just the way. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes, and everything else, and all like this stuff. Thank you. Oh, look. Oh, what happened here? I'm sorry. Thank you. I lost my son. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Ay. But he's at peace. No more chemo. He hated it. I'm so happy. Carrie,
yeah.
Couldn't even
So
imagine.
sorry. Yeah.
Couldn't even imagine. And yes, no more pain. He is at peace. And they always say, they say a life. If you want to be immortal, you must have a life live a life worth remembering. I'm sure he will be immortal. I'm sure he'll be an inspiration to others. And you ever want to start any type of charity or anything in his name or anything like that, and you ever do anything, please let me know. I'll be here to support you 100%. We get the word out there and everything, and make sure that these things don't happen to other people if we can and stuff. But yes, I've heard a lot of people who said that, no more pain. Your prayers are with us and stuff. And hopefully, again, I'm cracking jokes and I'm making and doing things, hopefully, and everything else. So we get you through some of that tough times with some laughter and stuff and everything else. So sorry for your loss and your family's loss and the world's loss and us all, because it's all of our loss to lose a good human like that and everything. As a planet, we all lost.
Yeah.
Everything. All right, we have watched that. Are we gonna? Do people want to call in? I'm gonna ask if I put the phone line up. Do people want to? Because you're not gonna call in. I'm not gonna. Do we have some people that want to call in? I will put the phone line up, and then you can call in and talk to Don, the lady Elamar. I just need to know. If not, it's going to continue. We'll be on. We'll continue. And again, if you want to keep the party going, and you want to, when we're done, I know Julie B Deep Dive. She goes on after us, or reels before us. Enigma and Theories. Check him out. Get everything. Then we are here, and then and closing down the day is Julie B Deep Dives. But closing down the day, I've seen Julie B on. I went to bed and woke up, and she was still on.
Oh my gosh, that must have been a great stream then. But this is a great topic, so no wonder people are talking about it in such lengths.
I was like, because I fell asleep with TV on. I woke up. I thought maybe it was like doing a
replaying
replay and shit.
And it's a live still.
You should invite her sometimes, or Tony, invite her sometimes in this channel. I have had her on the channel. What are you talking about? I have had. We invite her in. I've had her on the channel. I've had every YouTuber, almost, who does from on my channel in one way or another. Period. And I always tell people all the time, right? And you perk-minded, all the people who were there from season 1 rocking, the people who started rocking season 2, the people rocking in season 3. I have had everybody on, no matter how many subscriber count you had, where it did nothing to gain anything from my channel at all. I've had people on, because I'm not one of these people that think that if you watch someone else, you're going to stop watching me. I know a lot of people are like that. I've never been one of them. So I've had more people on my channel than anyone. I guarantee it. Than anyone has had on their channel. All right? That guarantee it. Number 2, I will say this. It's not about being invited on somebody's channel. It's about them inviting you on their channel. As the fact that I have invited people on my channel, look around. How many people have invited me on their channel? And you'll see that it's not a lot, right? Because there are people out there who, as I said, think, oh, I don't want to expose my subscribers to this person, because they may not watch me, even though that's not the case. Right? It's not the way it works, but people feel that way. And that's why. So it's really not who you have. It's how many people have invited you. Look at all the people I've had on my channel. How many of those people have ever invited me on their channel? You can go through it, and you'll see probably 2 out of everyone. And I'm not going to go through names everyone I had, because I'm not going to. But how many people have hit me up and said, "Yo, Tony, I want you to jump on with us"? That don't happen. That don't happen. People don't do that. And I've dealt with that all the way from Game of Thrones to here. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. So when you see people go on other people's channel, ask yourself when you see them, did that person ever invite that person on their channel? Because it's when they expose you to their people, and when they're doing respect and everything else like that, right? And you see that right there. Rose Jones said, I found Julie's channel because of Tony. You know what I mean? That's who it is. And that's the way that's how this YouTube is a dirty business, man. When you get into things like that, it's a dirty business. But none of them have invited me on. Real, yes, 100%. I mean, you can name it's like 2 people out of all the people I've had. Maybe 2 people have invited me to come stream with them, or ask me to come stream with them. They don't do that. That's just the way it goes. So you could just go, and that's what it really comes down to, and everything. I'm not talking Jackie C. I know I'm not talking Game of Thrones. I'm talking about from Gray. Obviously, being Gray is who we are. So that's a different situation. But I'm saying in this situation, it's just the way it goes and all that good stuff. So it be what it be, and that's it. All right, let's keep continuing. No one said they wanted to call in, so I guess I'm not going to open the phone lines up. That's no one wants to call and speak to us, Elmar. It's like that tonight. Well,
Well,
That's
we
fine.
love hearing from everyone, so
We'll just keep taking
yeah.
the comments through
Yeah.
here and everything else. We'll just keep them going and everything else and stuff like that. What is that? Death by Shinobi says, I'm surprised Tony hasn't been on with it. I've been on. Again, I've had everybody on my channel, and he's been on this channel multiple times. Multiple times. Everyone's like they're waiting for a KP call. All right, well, let's see if KP actually steps up and gets everything going. It'll take a second for me to get this thing up and running. Once I have to do this. Where is this thing? Elmar is going to talk to you while I get this whole thing set up.
Sure. So this episode again, like we've been talking, and that trailer, I wish I actually took closer look at that trailer, because right now I'm still thinking about a couple of the items or trailer of the next episode. I really am curious to see if the way they put it together and the way they chose the words and images, if that's actually, because they've been known, not just them, but whenever trailers are put together, they're either put in order to mislead us, or any order, and then choosing different words. And I truly wonder that scene in greenhouse, and that's one of the scenes that I'm actually thinking about most. That one is the most interesting to me for the next episode, to see the greenhouse, the mystery of the dead Tilly. That's what I'm thinking about, and I guess most excited about. Not even the lady in the kimono. I want to see what happened, like, who done it kind of thing, and who they're gonna blame.
I think that's gonna bring Acosta into play with her with her detective skills and everything else and all that good stuff. So we'll see. We have the phone line is open. We have the phone line open. We're waiting for the man, the myth, the legend, KP. To call in, and whoever else wants to call in.
Yeah.
Someone please put it down in the chat. I don't even find it. Where's my?
There's a comment from Maddie Moore.
Go ahead.
It says, I think Kimono Lady's trying to help by warning Elgin about Fatima because it happened to her. So like happened in the past, or is it the future Fatima being a Kimono Lady warning about to prevent? I'm the whole time travel and all that stuff. That is really, I wonder if it's like a loop of some kind that they're stuck in, or
like Fatima, that person was in the same exact situation.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
With Fatima, and now she's trying to say, hey, but she said I could get you all home. And when you say that I can get you all home, that's what the manipulation to me is.
Oh yeah, like a little carrot.
Yeah,
not carrot. Like
if she said, Cam, I'm confused. I'm here to discuss from. We're talking about from. What are you talking about, homie? We ready, KP? Call. It's a call-in line. You can call in, Cam, and talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what makes it suspect to me. The fact that she is that she's saying that it's quite possible I can get you all home. That's what makes it a little like maybe it's something else going on here and everything else. That she could be up to no good. And the water on her hands.
That is weird.
Her hands too wet.
Yeah.
Her body's soaking wet. Her hair's soaking wet.
Yeah, I wonder why. Like, because isn't Elgin like against taking baths or something? So he probably is. His fear.
Did they say this? That Elgin ain't? Oh, he probably ain't taking baths after that shit, right?
Yeah. So I wonder if his fear is like, nope, not taking baths anymore after that one.
His fingers was ashy too.
Oh,
we see this ashy as hell. We got a phone call. This is 347.
Call from Rose. To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rock with the Don Tony Teflon and Lady Elamar.
Hello to the lady and the Don. This is Rose.
What's going on, Rose?
Nothing. I was just wondering if anyone ever mapped out the entire Crumville, like the town, colony house. I know that they put pins on the map for all the different places that people came in. But did they ever map out the whole entire town, like where Victor's lair or dungeon is, and all the different entities? Considering they keep finding new spots.
I don't know if we did as fans, maybe that map we see in Victor's Pete's truck, maybe the full map of the town,
but not like a fully functioning adult hasn't sat down and mapped out the whole town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be one of the first things that somebody should do.
No fully functioning adult has mapped the town out, and you're correct. They should. That's something that should happen. You should map the town out and have those people in there.
I thought maybe it was done already, considering that Boyd and his wife were both from the armed forces, and like his specialty is getting areas ready. One of the things you have to do is assess what your area is, you know. So I thought it might have been done and I missed it, because I'll be drinking when I'm watching this show.
You ain't the only one, goddamn. We all drink.
I rely on you for all the facts, because I do not be remembering them.
No.
All right, well, I'm gonna get on so KT could get on. All right, good night, y'all.
Good night.
Yeah, she's 100% correct about it. You know, they should have had someone map this whole place out from as far as they have so far, and I have not seen them do that at all so far in the show.
Yeah, we see Boyd walking in the evening with that bell, or used to be walking. I wonder if he still does that. I don't think he does that anymore. Like, you know, people, you know the drill. I'm not going to be going with the bell anymore. You know what to do not to die, right?
Yeah, these people just don't listen.
Right.
He has no choice but to do it. You would think they would be aware of it, but it seems like they must not be aware of it. 868.
All from
Agon the Magnanimous.
to accept.
What's the deal? You know who you're rocking with. It's the Don Tony Teflon, the Lady Elamar, the one Aegon, the Agmatimus, is on the phone right now.
Oh, good evening, Tony. Good evening, Elamar. I hope you guys are well. Good evening to the chat. How is everybody? How's everybody feeling?
We're here. And then
I can't hear you guys. Hopefully you feel good.
Yeah.
So, like I looked at the episode one more time yesterday, and it grew on me a little bit. I'm not as negative on it as I was before, but I do have a couple questions. The first question, well, let me just comment on something first. Should Fatima go into the box? 100% yes. If there is still a box and they are doing that punishment, Fatima is the biggest threat. Even more so than the monsters, Fatima presently is the biggest threat to the existence of the human beings in Fromtown presently, and she should go in the box, 100%. Will she? Probably not. And that may be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and that causes the folks to say, you know what?
I did not dip out.
We don't want
on y'all. Calm down. I did not dip out. I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm listening.
No. Tony would never do that.
I'm right here. I'm listening, brother. I'm letting you get your fill. That's all.
Right. So that's my first thing on definitely Fatima she should go in the box. I hope she does, but more than likely she won't, and that's probably going to cause a problem. Is she having a child or not? Somebody brought it up the other day that maybe she is having a child, but the child's inside of her gallbladder. And I was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And if they actually do that, where they put a child inside of a woman's gallbladder and then she gives birth out of her gallbladder, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be very, very mad. I'm not going to watch the show anymore. Because that'll be insane.
Is that possible?
Exactly. Tell me what you think about that. Like, maybe the child is still there, but it's like in another organ. What do you think about that, Twin? Does that make any sense to you?
I would think it's more of a worm situation, that the child is there, but they can't see it with that technology. You know, kind of like
because the child is probably not human.
It could be that, you know, or you know, like vampires, you can't see them in mirrors and shit. That technology doesn't display the reflection. So I think the technology that they're using just does not pick up that child, just like the worms.
That could very well be it, because ultrasounds operate off of sound, right? And if whatever material this baby is made of does not produce a sonic, doesn't have a sonic signature, then they won't see it. But I think I don't think she's having a child. I think she's been possessed in a similar way, as you said, to how Boyd was possessed by those little worms. And it's, I mean, obviously something is inside of her, right? Because we saw her stomach move in this kind of very sexy belly dance kind of way. So there's something inside me.
That you thought that was sexy, that caving in of the stomach and stage like that. That was sexy to you, homie?
If you've ever been to like a belly dance like show or whatever, that's exactly how belly dancers move their belly. Like they have this capacity to make a wave from like the right side to the left side, the left side to the right side, and that's kind of what I. So I mean, it's not hellish. It's not the most sexy thing in the world, but the point being, this obviously something is in there, even if that thing is not a human child. And I think it was kind of obvious that Fatima did this murder, and I'm calling it a murder. It wasn't an accident, it was a murder. If you saw Fatima's face, she reached out for the shares, she grabbed them, she turned around, she lifted her hands up, and she put it into the old lady's chest, right? Like, there was no accident, there was no, it was a murder. So I think she definitely took the box. Then there is the other point. Tilly. When Tilly was in the village of Dai, and she said, you have to run, or you should run, or whatever it is, right? A lot of folks say that, well, that's evidence that she was not a bad person, or that's evidence that she was not the mole, or whatever that could be. But it could very well be that she showed her hand in the end because she legitimately cared about her. So she got whatever position she was playing on behalf of the entity. If she was playing a position, it could be that run was a piece of advice that she's giving because she knows what's happening here, and she knows that is the only way for Fatima to continue to exist and to get out of this issue, is for her to run. What is that? What do you guys think about that? Does that make sense to you guys? That perhaps the run statement was not necessary. The statement was meant for the good of Tabitha, but it didn't come because Tilly is all good. It could have come because Tilly knows that she did bad stuff, and in her last moments, she wanted to give a good piece of advice to Fatima to try to help her out because she genuinely developed feelings towards Fatima and the potential child that she may have. Does that make sense to you, Tony?
It does make sense to me. I'm sorry, there's people in the chat saying some stuff about how could I say this? Booty
dining.
Yeah. And it distracted me. And then
well, I mean, listen, we all get distracted by a good booty every now and then.
Yeah, we did. 100%. I agree with.
We all get distracted by a good booty.
I think that 100% that Fatima deserves to go in the box for what she did. I don't think she's going to. I do think that they may blame Sarah for this whole situation. Boyd may put it on Sarah, and it may make people leave not to trust Boyd anymore because of it.
100%. That makes so much sense. More sense than a lot of the other series that I see out there. And my last little point, Kimono Lady. I have never witnessed a situation where somebody who had your best interest at heart came to you in a whisper and said, "Hey, I can save you. Just give me all your money. I can save you." Like, people who really want to save you will, they don't attach a "if you, then I will" type situation. They just save you. So if she was good and she wanted to save them, she just saved them. But it seems to me that she needs help to save them. And if you need help to save me, if you need help from me to save me, how the F can you actually save me then? Because I'll be saving myself, basically. So what do you say? So to me, it seems that that Kimono Lady, if it is Fatima or not Fatima, it is an entity that's been trapped here and is trying to seduce people into doing things that can get her out of here. And I also think that it may very well be that the Kimono Lady is the same entity, or is an avatar of the same entity that got into Sarah's head and caused her to open the door up and kill Kenny's dad and the other and the Toby and the other nurse that was there that night. I think it's the same entity.
Well, she
does that make any sense?
At one point, Fatima said that it was a woman, it was a woman's voice, and she never heard that woman's voice before.
Right.
So
So means that it could very well be the same voice that spoke to Sarah. Very possible. That's very, very possible. Very, very possible.
Just that one time. So there's other voices speaking to Sarah too, but she said that one time it was a woman.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, it seems. Yes. See that at that point, the female entity was able to get into her mainframe and deliver a message. So which again kind of solidifies my belief that she's no hero to anybody. She's been manipulating or attempting to manipulate a couple people using these little tricks so that she can get out of her own personal hell or her own personal prison. And my very, very last point is I have hemmed and hawed back and forth with respect to Victor and what I think he is and what I think his role in this situation is. And a part of me believes that this entire thing, the whole Frumville, is a prison meant to keep Victor in here, because if he got into the real world, whatever power he may have may be too much for the entity in the real world to handle. So they keep him here and they're trapping him alongside people who will take care of him to make sure he's all right. And I also think that there's going to be a link between Victor being in that cellar while the massacre was happening and the person who was in the back room. You cannot tell me that Victor was in that cellar and for as long as he was, and then was in the town by himself for as long as he was, and did not interact with the person that was in that that extra trap room that they had in the back with the body. What do you think about that, Tony? Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense that Victor could have had something. You say Victor killed that person?
No, I don't necessarily kill him, but he knows who that person is, and he has the information to solve this. But either for whatever reason, but I believe when we discover what actually happened to Victor, we will see that he interacted with that person in that room, and perhaps very well the person in that room actually was the person that helped him to survive through the massacre and the times after the massacre that he was there for.
Yeah,
make sense?
I could see Victor knowing that person who was in there, that body got killed back there. 100%.
Whether that person is Martin or Christopher, I think it has to be one of the two, Martin or Christopher. I don't. I think it'll be a bit much to introduce another character to be that dead body. But who knows? Maybe they do. And then I think the guy in yellow is one of two people. It's either Boyd or it is Kenny's dad. I think it's one of two of them, Boyd or Kenny's dad. I'm more than likely I think it's Boyd.
All right.
Yeah. What I don't catch the beginning of the street, but where would you, if you based on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank this episode, Tony?
I think I put this episode at 6.5 when it came out. I said 6.5. Elmar can't reply to you until you hang up. You won't be able to hear her. Yeah. Well, I believe now. I give this episode a 7. 6.57. That's a very good window to me. I thought my problem with it was that we, from episode 6 to episode 7, we have gotten no new answers. We've just drilled deeper into the answer that we got in episode 6 and episode 5. For example, when Tabitha goes out to seek the stones and she remembers that she had a dream with the stones and blah blah blah. We saw that already in episode 6. Episode 7, all we see is that she actually goes to these stones and she sees, oh, these stones are actually here. Okay, cool. Which actual stone was it? Is Jemma. Which stone was it? And she was like, this one. Doesn't answer any more questions. So that's like one little. That's my critique on it. That the episode did not give us any new answers. It just drilled deeper into the answers that we already have and we were established. And I think it's been way too long. We cannot be getting these drip drab non-answers ad infinitum until the end. Like, people going to get bored about it. But I'll wait a little bit to hear. I'll wait a little bit to hear when to hear LMR's opinions on it. So everybody in the chat, Tony, LMR, you guys have a great evening, and I'll be listening in for the rest of the thing. And hopefully this next episode hopefully gives us some answers, because I don't know if did you get these photos of the next trailer? I didn't see them, but from what people have said, the photos are telling that they give a lot of secrets out in the photos. So perhaps we could have a chat on that. But everybody have a good evening, and we'll catch up another time. Bye-bye. All right, man. Peace out.
So it's nice to hear from
all
KQ.
right, cheers.
And I noticed Sonic was saying
it's hard to keep up with everything
Yeah.
he's saying. He's saying too much. We can't answer.
he said a lot. He said a lot of interesting things. And Sonic, just so that you know, I wasn't dozing off, but what I was doing is I realized when we look down to read, our eyes look like are closing them when the chat is on the bottom there.
We got another person at 816.
Yeah.
I guess we'll take them before you answer.
From
Tony.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What's going on? You're welcome to Don Tony Teflon, Lady and Lamar.
Hey.
Yeah, you gotta turn that down in the background, bro.
My bad. Hey, how you doing, Tony, man? My name's Tony, too.
What's going on? What's going on, T? What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, look, I got a quick question, man. What do you think about Ethan having a dream, too, about Fromland? He had a dream about the Lake of Tears when he woke up on season 1.
I think it's a little bit different because he had it while he was in Fromland. It seems everyone else, when you talk about the two ladies that had it there, they had it before they got there.
Yeah, okay. So, cause I was just trying to figure out, like, if Elgin had the dream, Ethan had the dream. You see what I'm saying? I mean, could it be some kind of way that they both are the chosen ones too?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call them chosen in it, but they definitely both had dreams. While I was in it, I think that's more to the seizure, right? They had Sarah had a seizure, and they both had seizures. So the seizure, the dream may have triggered some type of seizure in them, while they had it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think that would be more of a connective tissue to them than actually them having, from what we see in visions and stuff, of people before they got into Fromville. Because we know Abby said she had a dream about this place before she was there, and Boyd's wife Abby, and now we know Tabitha had dreams about this place before she was there. We don't know about Victor's mother, but we know she's seen it, whether you want to consider that a dream or a vision, and she painted what she's seen.
Okay. And one last question. Good Lord, I gotta go with this one. Who do you think is in that cellar? Whose body you think that is? You think it could be Martin, or you think it might be Christopher? Who do you think?
And Martin's a good choice. I never really thought of Martin. We can't really tell because we don't really see Martin shirtless. So, I mean, if the shirt is the key or the clue, and that's what they have the shirt up there, I would say it most looks like Jade's shirt out of anybody's that I see.
Yeah. I was thinking that too, man. But I mean, you know, I want to tell you, man, I'm giving you props, man. I love y'all. I love everything y'all do. I love the season right now. It is going a little bit slow, but hopefully the next 3 episodes will give us some type of answer.
It's going slow, but when these 3 episodes is over, you're gonna wish you had more. So you might as well take the slowness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, I appreciate you, T, man. Keep up the good work.
All right, brother. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, 1. What about that, Lamar?
I'm sorry.
What do you think about everything you said? The body in there. You think it could be Martin in there? You think that it could be Jade in there?
I'm thinking Jade, just because of the shirt. Jade has a specific way. Well, you know, the way he came in, he had a shirt that reminded me of the shirt that dead body had.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I thought in that cellar. I thought that the body had jeans on. I don't know if I saw it correctly. It was like a light fabric, I would say.
This mostly insane. Let me tell you something. First, you're going at my girl Acosta. Now you over here flirting with my co-host.
Well,
you must be insane. That's what the John's lady.
Mostly insane. I love that.
You ain't mostly insane. You are insane. All right? You fully insane. You ain't mostly. Full. You full more. Full blown. Motherfucker.
Tony, don't scare people. I like compliments. Oh my god. But yeah, when it comes to that, I think it's Jade. Just because of the shirt, the clothes. I don't know the face. I mean, there's not much left. It's just bones,
said there
right?
was a beard there. It could be Mark, right? It could be Mark. It could be, but from what I'm seeing, the only evidence is that it's just 3.
Call from
Dead Shadow.
Who is
to
it?
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
What's going on?
Hey, this is Death Shadow.
What's going on, Death Channel?
What's up, Tony? Hey, Lamar. How's everyone doing?
We good. We doing good. We doing good. How are you?
Nice. I'm doing good. I just wanted to say, man, this season has left me kind of disappointed.
Why is that?
I know we're only in episode 7. I just don't think we got enough of what they were hinting at the last season. We did get a lot about the kimono lady with the haunting Elgin. I just feel like we just need. I mean, I know we're getting some more answers episode 8. I just feel like by now we should have already gotten a lot more.
All right. So real quick before you continue, what in the last season did you think they needed to expand upon this season?
Okay, so in the last season, actually even before the last season 1 in the end, we got the voice on the radio, but we still don't know who that is.
You're correct.
Yeah, I mean, now we're getting a little kid's voice who says that it's Thomas, but we still don't know what the deal is about that. So I feel like I'm.
So if they explain that voice on the radio, explain the people calling, then you would say that it's successful and they do something like that.
I would say we're getting to a point. I would say it's more successful than right now, yeah.
Okay. What else?
Okay. The voice. I feel like the boy in white. We really didn't get an explanation as to like what his is he a good person? Is he a bad entity? We really didn't get like full explanation. We know that he wants to save those kids. We know that it's tied with Tabitha, but honestly, it's still a loose dangling string. We haven't tied that off yet.
I don't know if they could give you the full boy in white story this early. If it gives away the ending, right? So if he's tied to the ending, the end game of the show. Now we didn't get a lot of the boy in white last episode. We only got him in one episode when he pushed her out the window, right? So, and we're not getting a lot of the boy in white this season. But if it's tied to the ending of the show, you gotta still keep that character a little mysterious, right?
Wait, how do you know it's tied to the ending?
I said if.
Oh, if, okay.
Yeah, that was an if right there. Yeah. I said if it's tied to the ending, then you would have to keep that a little bit more mysterious. So maybe we're not getting a lot of the boy in white because he's tied to the ending.
Okay, that's a good point. Let me ask you, what do you think, why do you think we haven't gotten more of the monsters that were bothering like Boyd and Sarah when they went out in the forest?
What, you mean the thing that dragged the tent?
Oh yeah, the thing that dragged the tent. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they haven't come back to that. I mean, they did come back to something that was thumping around outside the cabin. It could be related to that, but it's but they have not come back to that. I know a lot of people think it was a giant spider because we see in the webs. It makes sense for it to be that, but they did address it by saying that possibly, they got pulled away from this whole situation. They weren't around there and stuff, and that's why they didn't see this area over there. So it could have been a situation like that. But yes, you're correct. They haven't addressed that. Hopefully they do address what's going on outside the cabin. They have mentioned what's going on, so it's sound, and they say specifically in there that they don't think it's the same monsters as outside the cabin. So they have mentioned it multiple times. So I would hope that they do explain it.
They do explain it. All right. Well, I don't want to take up more of your time. I just have one last question.
Go right ahead.
Do you think that we will get enough in the end of this season for it to be the same standard we've had this show for the last 2 seasons?
I don't know. It depends what you're looking for, right? So that's a personal question to each person, what their preference would be. So if it's me personally, I would like them to tie up a few things that they opened up before they open up new questions, right?
Yeah.
You said the voice on the radio. I would like to know what that was. It's not the end or break off for me though. I'm more interested in other things that are going down, like how that house collapsed out of nowhere, and how did something tap underneath the floor when it's on the floor? How they tap on the RV from there? I'm more interested in things like that. You know what I mean? Than the actual voice, because if they say, "Hey, this is the voice," and I'll take it, but I'd rather hear that. So it really depends on what it is to you, what you need for it to be satisfying. So they have came out, Donna, the actress, Liz, who plays Donna, and she said, you do get answers, but you get more questions. That's what she said.
That's a paradox. That's kind of puzzling to me. But I mean, what I really do want is just to know if, I want to get enough answers to know, is this a supernatural occurrence? Is this a scientific? Is it aliens? Is it future human researchers doing an experiment on current humans? I just want to get at least like.
That's like the ending. That will probably be revealed in the end. You're asking for the ending now.
But they can give us a clue, though. They can give us like a subtle hint or something.
Yes, and they might have already, and we're just not picking up on it. You're
right. That is a good point. But yeah, well, thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate it. You guys are doing absolutely amazing work. I like that you're putting a lot of hours into this, and it's paying off. So. Yeah, good job, man.
I appreciate you. To call back anytime.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too. Peace.
Great call.
Yeah, 100%. Elle, what do you think? Do you need more for them to end this?
So I saw a point in when what he mentioned in something. I'm fine with the way things are in general because I'm enjoying this journey. Like I just want to enjoy. But when it ends, and it's over, and we can only reminisce about what we saw, and we can revisit it, but we can't experience new stuff anymore. With this, although that being said, I see the point of for the new questions that they're adding. Um, they're not giving. There's a excuse me. There's no balance in a way. Not there's not. Well, there's some balance, but it's not a great balance. Give more questions, but answer some questions, some more. Now, some things have been answered, like is the timeline the same? So that's one of the things. Um, and we see that it looks like it's running the same because they haven't been missing for a day or 5 years. They've been missing for around the whatever time they were there. So we are getting some of the answers, but they're very small answers compared to the huge questions that they're adding. So I see that as a being like annoying. Like how many more things can you add and not answer? It's like just we're drowning with questions. So I get that. I get that point.
Miss Crafty Capricorn says, I don't care about clues and answers. Listen, Capricorns are the sexiest people in the world. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Take this call, right? This is 4-5.
Call from
Anthony from the Bronx.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon, the Lady Ellen Mar.
What's up? This is Anthony from the Bronx. How are you, Tony?
I'm good. How you doing? How's the Bronx doing over there?
Doing all right. We're celebrating Trump's victory.
Well, listen, a lot of people are celebrating Trump's victory, right?
Yeah, man. We're just happy because, it's been 4 years of hell over here.
Oh, well, listen.
Tough.
I know I'm not going to go political in this conversation and everything else, but again, I know a lot of the things that have happened and the migrants and everything else and all that stuff, and I understand the people's pain. I understand why people will want to see a change, and hopefully he does what he says he's going to do, and hopefully this is the best 4 years America has ever seen. That's all you could really hope for. I hope he does what he says, and I hope this is the best 4 years ever. And I don't care who the president is.
Tony.
Hope for that.
Yo, Tony, I woke up this morning. I was like, oh my God, there's something in the air, man. It was beautiful. 80 degrees all day. The Bronx right now is popping. I'm walking my dog. Everybody's outside. It's amazing.
All right, let's talk. All right, let's talk from, bro.
All right, let's go. So this is what I find wrong with the series right now. I'm a little bit upset about it. First of all, that lady, the kimono lady that keeps talking to Elgin. Okay, everybody says, oh yeah, that's what's her name. That's what's her name. That's what's her name. I don't think it's what's her name. I think what's her name's got a demon growing out of her.
All right.
To be honest.
So we talking about you don't think it's Fatima? You think Fatima has a demon inside of her body?
Yep, absolutely, 100%. The kimono lady now, she's trying to talk to Elgin. Elgin's looking at that dead person. He's like, oh, how did they become that? How did they become that? So is he trying to ask the kimono lady, how does the living in Frumland become the dead? Is that what he's asking? That's what we need to know.
All right, yeah.
Why? And go ahead.
No, I can feel you on that. I feel you. It's quite possible it could go either way of who it is and stuff, and we'll see exactly what happens.
And Tabitha, she goes back to reality, gets Victor's dad, comes back to Frontland. How do we know if that just wasn't another Frontland or another dimension or another time? I don't know. I think there's time travel going on.
The only way we would say is that she spoke to her mother. I think that's why they had to speak to her mother to let us know that she was securely in there. They showed the evidence that she was missing on the computer. So I think that's why they showed that evidence that said that she was really missing and stuff. So that's the only thing I could say that was the same dimension.
Okay, so then she went back to real life.
Yes.
That's what we're saying in St. Anthony's Hospital. She went back to real life.
Yes.
And then why did they show that little pool outside with everybody playing? I don't know. That was kind of weird, man. I don't know.
I mean, it's all weird.
Know.
It's from.
Anyways, just wanted to say what's up.
I appreciate.
Have a good night, guys.
Hey, listen.
So, all right.
Definitely call back.
Yeah. I will. Thank you.
One. Yeah, the calls are coming in fast now. People didn't want to call before. Now they keep calling. This is
right.
Something. Let's see what's going on here.
Call from
Kensington Healthcare Center.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You got the healthcare center. It scared me. Now, I who is calling? You know, I got nervous. I don't know who that is. It just said that
what did it say? Healthcare center?
It's a hospital. This could be from coming to get me.
Oh my God.
These might be people coming in here. It was a Cayman Healthcare Center. That's what it was, right?
Oh wow. I did not notice. Yeah, in the place. Yeah.
Yes, something going on here. Let's take this one.
Mm-hmm.
Call from
Julie B.
To accept, press 1. To send a
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon, Lady LMR.
Hey, Tony. Hey, LMR. It's Julie B.
What's going on, Julie B? Don't you got a show you're supposed to be starting in a couple of minutes, Julie B?
I pushed it back. I don't start till you're done.
All right. I was gonna end so that you can start, but we'll keep it rocking then.
Yeah, no, I love your show. I don't want to miss your show. I don't want anybody to miss your show. I'm a fan of you. So, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, it's I appreciate everything that you've done for me and my channel. I mean, like what you were saying earlier, like if the chat doesn't know, you have had me on. You've had me on twice. You invited me on 2 different times. I've been on your panel with Phil, and it was a blast. I had so much fun, and I appreciated it so much.
And that's what's up. We truly appreciate it. And people calling in, I hear you. We'll get to your call as soon as this call is over. We'll rock for a little bit longer. So, and then we'll send you all over to Julie to keep the conversation going.
Well, and that's the other thing too. You've also sent people over to my channel. Like you've shouted me out when I'm in the chat. You've told them to go over to my channel after yours. Like you've gone above and beyond. I mean, what a lot of people would do, and I appreciate it. A lot of people found my channel because of you. So it just means a lot. You were the first from content creator I ever followed, and it's crazy to me. I never thought, just like 6 months later after finding this show and watching your show, that I'd have my own channel and you'd be shouting me out. It's the coolest thing. So I appreciate it, and
warms my heart to
so
hear
cool.
words like that and stuff, and I truly mean that, and that it does. So you are calling you downtown Julie Brown right now. That could be.
They're all kidding me about my marathon lives. I know I'm a nutcase.
No,
there's something wrong with me.
I told people in the beginning, whoever starts that live streaming is very addictive, because once you do it, you become friends with all these people, and you miss your friends, and you want to hang out with your friends, and the only way to do it is a live stream. So it's just the way that contact. I've been through it. I've been through it. LMR's been through it. We live every other day. It was like every day, because this is the only way you get to talk to your friends. So that's the way it is. And so I tell people all the time, before you do it, before you know, just understand it's addicting.
It is. I found that out. You were not kidding. Oh my God. It's not the goal. It's not hitting the go live button that's even hard anymore. It's like it's cutting stream off. It's cutting that button. Like hitting that button. It's like pulling teeth. I don't want to do it because I'm addicted to the conversation. I'm addicted to this show, and it's a blast.
That's the best part. And I'll say, to know what the best part is, all this, I'm gonna tell you what the best part is. And I'll tell all the people in the audience too who are here rocking with us. The best part is that we're gonna have the con next year and everything else. When you see everybody live, you feel like you already know everybody, even though you've never seen them before or anything else. But as soon as you know, I'm looking in the chat right now. I'm Amy Cinnamon Sweets, and you see her. I'm Mostly Insane. I'm Maddie Moore, and they come to you like, oh man, it's like you've known them forever. And that's the best part when you see everyone live and you meet them in the con and stuff. You just feel like you've known everyone because you spent so many hours with them already. Everything is just boom. That's just everything just falls apart and everything else. So it's a great thing.
It's because it really feels like a family. It's a special fandom. I feel like I'm hanging out with family when I'm live. I don't want to cut it off. It's so welcoming and kind, and like everybody has great ideas. It's just the coolest community, and it's really made a huge difference in my life. It's been a really brutal year for me, and this has been like the main source of joy that I've had, and so it means a lot, and I appreciate everybody who's supported my channel. Like I never expected to be doing this. I didn't have any ambition to be doing anything big. I just wanted to do it because I love the show, and I wanted to have some fun.
That's when you're always going to be the most successful, when you just do it for the love of what you're talking about. All right. When I did my Game of Thrones stuff, I didn't think anybody would watch. I just put my iPhone up on a pot and I just talked for 40 minutes, and that's all I would do. And that's how I started doing it. And, like I said, back then when we did the live stream for A Song of Ice and Fire, me, James Johnson, all of us, we were the first people who ever live streamed about A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones on all of YouTube. No one did it. We were the first ones who ever did it. And that's in the you can look and you check now, you see everybody's live streaming about everybody doing it, but we were the first ones who ever did it. And we did it for the love of it because we loved it. And I used to tell people in my real life, I just didn't have people to talk to about it. So I had to go somewhere else and went to YouTube with it. And same thing with From and everything else, and that's just the way it goes.
Exactly. I watched the show by myself. I had no one to talk to about it. I'm very I don't have a lot of people in my life, so it's I feel like I have like a family now to talk to about it and just have fun and share ideas. It's amazing. Yeah. So I'm in the same boat with that. And that's where the best content comes from. Like I can tell that you're in this for the love of the show. Like it's not about like, jumping on something because it's popular. You've been in this from day one because you love the show, and it shows. So
100%.
And by the way, I mean, you'd be welcome on my show anytime. I hadn't invited you because I figured a guy with almost 100K subscribers isn't going to want to come on a little channel like mine. But hey, I would be happy to have you anytime, Tony.
I would love to be on there, and I wasn't talking to you directly, but I would love to be on there. I will go on anybody's channel who asks me to come. It has nothing to do with my subscriber count. Anyone asks me to go, and I feel like I can, do something for your show, I will go out there and everything else. And I'll be out there rocking with you. So yeah, if you ever want me, you got a date, just hit me up. We can work it out. I promise you.
Absolutely. And it's not anything about like, I would want you to, bring more attention to my channel. I just like talking to you. I like being on your show because it's a blast. And I've been a fan of your show since day one when I found it. So, that's the bottom line. So yeah, that would be really cool, Tony.
Anytime.
All right. I'm not going to hold you up. I know you've got a ton of calls coming in. Jeez, everyone's trying to call you tonight.
They are. I don't know. They say they won't call, but all of a sudden they are. But yeah, definitely get that done and everything else. Thank you. I will definitely make sure everybody goes over there. We're going to keep the conversation over to Julie B. We'll rock for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll send everybody over to you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for everything, all your support. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, Julie. Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
It was so nice to hear that. I loved it. I loved it.
LMR understands the whole con situation, right? Me and LML are men at the con and stuff, right? For the first time and everything else. And that's true, right? When you see people that you talk to online, you feel like you know them for like forever as soon as you see them.
It was, you talk to these people, you form bonds, and then you meet them and you have a beat with them.
They're coming. All right, let's take it. 202.
Call from
Jay.
Jay sounds
to accept,
aggressive.
press 1.
All
To
right,
send a voicemail.
what's going on? You're rocking with Don, Tony Teflon, and Lady LMR.
Hey, what up, Tony?
What's going on?
Not much. It's Jay. I don't know if you remember me or not, but
Lamar is here too, rocking with me, man.
huh?
Lamar, she's here rocking with me too.
Oh, okay. Lamar, what's up, Lamar?
All right, there you go. She said, "What up?"
What's up?
What's good?
I just wanted to. What I was going to say. Oh, I wanted to say two things off of something you said last week.
Yeah.
You said that the show already told you that this thing was not in the poltergeist. One, how do you know the show wasn't like lying when they told you it wasn't? And two, I was just thinking of when you were asking the dude that was like frustrated with the show, and you were asking him like one episode can make you not like a show. I actually think that's very possible. I regretted watching Game of Thrones after I watched the last episode of Game of Thrones, and I haven't liked Star Wars since they killed off all the Skywalkers and made me realize that the whole story had no meaning anymore. And I didn't like I don't go back to watch any of the Transformers movies ever since they stopped having the Megan Fox character in the third one, and made me realize the relationship that they built up in the first two didn't mean anything.
All right, let me address it let me address it right one at a time because I'll forget and everything else. All right, so your first thing was how do I know that they're not lying about it? I think that the showrunner, it doesn't service them to lie about that situation. And then if they're going, I think when they put that out there in such a way that they had Tabitha draw it on the wall, they circled it, they ended the episode with it, and then they had to go to Father Kotri and talk about it. I think on all of a sudden to do that, and then in the end, that's exactly what's going on. To me, that's bad writing. So I'm going to give the writers some respect and say that's not why they would do that. Now, as for, I didn't say to him, would one episode turn you off? I asked them what would they need to make you happy about the episode, to satisfy you what it was, because to everybody it's going to be different. So that's what I was asking that question. Now, as for can one episode ruin a show for people? Of course it can. It has happened. I mean, Game of Thrones fans, when Daenerys went crazy, people hated Game of Thrones because that's not what they wanted that character to do.
And actually, there was a different reason I stopped liking Game of Thrones. I just felt like Arya's faceless training meant nothing because she let Jon rot in prison.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying certain people are going to feel certain ways about certain things. You can't please everybody, right? There are people naming their kids Khaleesi, and then people naming their kids Daenerys, and all of a sudden she goes crazy, which probably shouldn't do that before, but that's what they did. So you can't please everybody. You know what I mean? And I understand the Star Walker stuff. I didn't like it when they had Luke take the lightsaber and just throw it away. You know what I mean? That's stupid to me. That's not the Luke Skywalker I grew up on, would do something like that. But in the end, it's not my story to tell them how to do it or how should they end it. So I have to respect them. That's their story, even if it's not what I wanted. I don't think that Omar and the Wire should have went out the way Omar went out. I think he deserved a better way to go out, but that's the way they had him go out. That's what it is. That's not what I agree with, but that's the show. You know what I mean? So I look at it more like that.
Yeah. Okay. Are you watching the Jake Paul Tyson fight?
Of course I am.
You are?
Of course I will.
Who you got into? I'm going to ask you this last week, but who you got in the Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor fight?
Serrano. I got Serrano, and as for the Jake Paul fight, that Tyson.
You got Tyson knocking him out like a round.
Yeah, like 35 seconds, 40 seconds. If Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson, I know that the world is actually going to come to an end.
I'm actually not going to. I don't want to watch that fight. I like Jake Paul, and I don't want to see him get destroyed by Mike Tyson. And I want Mike Tyson's reputation to be the baddest man on the planet, because that's how I still think of him. So I want him to destroy Jake Paul. So like in a very sense, I want Amanda Serrano's fight to be the last fight of the night, and for some reason they don't fight this fight.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, I don't like it either way.
Look, Jake Paul.
I don't like it either way.
Jake Paul's is in a win-win situation. He's not supposed to beat Mike Tyson. He's going to cash out. He's going to make millions of dollars after this, and he'll go into his promotion company. And if he happens to win, then the next paycheck is even bigger. And then, but Mike Tyson, he's what is he? Almost 60 years old right now. You know,
I think he's in a win-win situation. Kind of. He's almost 60. He's probably going to get
away from his legacy of who he is or anything like that. But I would have this conversation with you and all that, but we're going to get off after this, and Elamar can't answer any questions while you're on the phone. It's different when Phil's here. So call back, and you catch me on the live stream. You want to talk boxing, I definitely would talk boxing all day about it, but I just can't run that right now.
All right. So what happened to Phil? Last question.
No, Phil's on Sundays. He's good.
Oh, he's on Sunday. Oh, so you talk about this 2 days a week?
Yeah, Phil will be on. Yeah, I do it 2 days a week.
Oh, you must really like this show then.
Yeah, I do.
We
All right, my brother. I'll speak to you later.
All right, later.
All right, what? Elamar.
Yes.
Be the last call, Elamar. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Call from
Heroes Gaming.
And they hung right up. All right, Heroes Gaming called in to hang up.
Well, they got their name out there, so that's good. We know who to look forward to when the next call comes in.
People, Teflon versus Kenny. You got a guy, all right, 15 years younger than me, who's a martial arts, like UFC trained expert, and y'all want to put me up against him. That's terrible. But if it was a boxing match.
from
Heroes Gaming.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon and Lady Elamar.
Yo, what's cracking like a jack smacking? Phone hung up on me. I just wanted to mention about the bunker situation.
Yeah.
I don't really know whose shirt that they said that the lady had on. I don't know if it's Jade's or somebody else. I know a lot of people saying it's Jade's shirt, but it could be his shirt. But I think that it is actually Fatima. She could be wearing his shirt, but I actually think it's her, and maybe Ellis or Elgin hid her from the town because of what she did, and they didn't tell anybody where they hid her, so they hid her in the bunker from maybe a different timeline or something like that, and she just ended up dying in the bunker. That's what I think that situation
Let me hear what you're saying. So what you're basically saying is that Elgin or Ellis hides her in the bunker because they're after her for murder. She takes one of Jade's shirts just to say comfy, and she's rocking that shirt, and she gets killed up in there. Basically, that's what you're saying right there?
Basically, so like, I don't know if it's his shirt or not. That's what everybody is saying. I didn't really know. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what was going on, but I think that's actually her in a different timeline, or she ended up there because the town was after her once they found out that that's what she did. Maybe somebody seen her or something like that, or everybody asked her, where's Fatima, but she's actually hiding out in the bunker.
All right, and it makes sense, to have that she seems cool with Elgin and to hide her out there and everything else, and and everything. And listen, if she needs extra clothes, a nightgown or something, maybe they grab that shirt and give her the shirt, and she's rocking up in the shirt. We've seen Christy in a Flash Dad situation with her sexy ass on the bed before. So, I can see Fatima like that, even though she's preggo.
But yeah, that's just what I had to say. So we'll see what the chat has to say about that. And y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you for the call.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, one. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, hiding and dying over there, there is no way out, right?
Do you
Like
think
once
that
you're
Fatima going to be up in that place, like that hidden thing, and that's why they did it real quick?
I mean, they have to hide her somehow, right? And nobody knows about that place. Like nobody knows. They have nothing else to do, kind of. during the day, right? Well, they're not going to work or anything. They're not gardening aside from food, and nobody got to that cellar. Or
Yeah,
whatever that
it
is.
could be a
Nobody.
situation where that is what it is right there. I ain't sliding my chair. No one. Stop looking. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. Again, if y'all want to keep we're gonna go. If y'all want to keep the conversation going, go over to Julie B Deep Dives channel. She's rocking right now live, and keep the conversation going on over there. Got one more call on. We're gonna take this. I've never seen this area before. 575.
Call from
Alfonso.
to accept, press 1. To send a
What's going on? You're rocking with Don, Tony Teflon, Lady LMR.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
All right, all right. I just wanted to bring up one thing I had seen in the preview.
Yep.
So when Elgin is taking her down into the area there,
when is this?
There's a scene where the kimono lady, where she's over the where she's like over Fatima. I'm just wondering, is the whole plot behind this? Do you guys think that she's trying to take over Fatima some kind of way, or is she trying to help Fatima in a way, depending on what's going on with Fatima right now?
I didn't have a chance to really looked at it when I was on here. So you're saying that over the bed that the kimono lady is on, Fatima's on that bed?
Right, and the kimono lady's like over her, like she's gonna do something to her. And then I was seeing things where they were saying like if Elgin is like suspicious or something by what he's doing, but once again he never talks to anybody about what's really been going on. He just does what he does. So
all right, I will have to think about that real quick, but I'm gonna let LMR answer this question for you, and she can't answer it when you're on the phone, so you won't be able to hear her. So definitely call back, and we'll get back. But keep listening, and LMR and I will give you an answer real quick.
Okay, thank you.
All right, peace out.
So the first part was
he's saying that the bed scene that we've seen at the end is that's with Fatima's on the bed there. And that not only is Fatima on the bed, we see the kimono lady over top of her.
Yeah, I don't know about that part. Like, but if that's actually, I don't think you zoomed in on that one, right? We saw her, but I don't know who was on
really
there.
Something there, didn't it? I'll have to do a freeze frame.
Yeah. But what would be like? Would it be one of those like nightmare creatures? Isn't there like a legend that there's a creature, a legend, whatever this is, where people, when they wake up at night and they can't move, they're paralyzed or whatever it is, sleep paralysis, I think, that there's this creature sitting on their chest, kind of like, doing that.
It also could be a situation where there's maybe a soul swap. Like maybe that lady is trying to get Fatima's soul into her to bring herself back to life.
Right.
Like her soul or something,
like sucking her soul out. It's like,
maybe she's trying to
it's like over her.
Whole again, you know what I mean, and swap spots with her,
or that,
or something like that. But
what was the other part? I forgot. I think there were two parts to the question, but
black people when I get to Julie B show. All right. We're out of here. Go to Julie B Deep Dives. Go check her out. She's out there. We're out of here. Thanks to my brother Phil for popping at the last second we seen you here. The lady LMR will be back next week. Maybe I'll live stream later on this week. Maybe we can do one live stream with LMR, one live stream with Phil, one live stream of all of us together. Maybe we could do something like that. Maybe like a Friday night or something like that.
That would be fun.
You know what I mean? Let's get something pop. If you like the way it is, please thumbs up this, spread this across the room, and of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.
And stay sexy.